Sunset and a gorgeous Saturday here in Los Angeles. You know, 2 years ago, Marcus Freeman was defensive coordinator at Cincinnati. Now he's trying to become a 10-win team in his first year as head coach at Notre Dame. He's with Holly Rowe.
Well, Coach Freeman, you told me that you tried to educate your team all week about the importance of this rivalry. What words did you leave them with as they ran out onto the field tonight?
You know, it's a great opportunity to put our thumbprint on this rivalry, and what a great opportunity we have. It's going to be about us and about what we do in our execution today.
Caleb Williams have proven to be able to extend plays, be a playmaker. What have you told your defense about limiting his impact on this game?
One play, one life. And that, you know what, he might make a play or two, but we got to make sure the next play is the most important. Stay in the moment, continue to execute, and the rest will take care of itself.
Have a blast out here, Coach.
Thanks, Alan.
There's Pine. None of the Notre Dame players have lost SC. They've won the last 4 in this rivalry. The Leprechaun is ready. Tremendous pageantry. Sit back and enjoy this one. Notre Dame won the toss deferred, so Zach Yoakum will boot it away, and we'll see Caleb Williams momentarily. Raleek Brown, true freshman, standing at his goal line. And it'll be a fair catch. How about Caleb Williams? He comes from Washington, D.C. Imagine not playing your senior year of high school because of COVID, then coming off the bench in the Red River rivalry and rescuing Oklahoma against Texas and just taking over from there. And then when Lincoln Riley leaves, Williams thinks about it and reunites with him here in Los Angeles, and he's got 40 total touchdowns.
Incredible year, and I think the fact that he didn't have to learn a new offense had a lot to do with why he ended up coming here. He wanted to work, of course, with Lincoln Riley, who decided to become the head coach here first, and has really taken off in his second year in this system.
He spread the ball around to 9 different wide receivers who get involved. Austin Jones is the starting tailback, the transfer from Stanford. And he's got the first carry, and Jones makes a cut. He's the man now with the season-ending injury to Travis Dye, who came over from Oregon. Here's the Chick-fil-A impact players, Kirk.
I think you got to start on the outside. I mean, SC wants to run the ball. You saw Austin Jones, but really it's about Jordan Addison, the Pitt transfer. Taj Washington on the outside from Memphis. And for Notre Dame, Foskey 7 on the outside pressure. And then the true freshman, Benjamin Morrison, going to have to make some plays, hold up in coverage.
Jones again, met and stood up. That's Jack Kaiser, the Rover, who made the play. It'll be third and about 2.
Kaiser, one of the more underrated players on this defense, only has 5 missed tackles in his entire career.
What?
5 in his entire career. So yeah, he gets his hands on you, you're going down. And SC, you know, everybody gets caught up in Caleb Williams, and you know they want to throw the football. But Lincoln Riley going back to his roots. When you think about Lincoln Riley offenses at Norman, Oklahoma, a lot of it had to do with that counterplay and that running game.
So in 3rd and short, Addison's in the slot to the right. And he keeps it and flips it to the flat. And that's Lake McCree, the tight end. What a play design! He hurdles a man and sets up SC deep in Notre Dame territory.
You got man-to-man on a short yardage situation. They go jet sweep to affect the eyes right here. Nobody picks up the tight end LaCree. You got man-to-man, show run, release late, dump it to him, and the linebackers are caught up thinking about the potential of the run. And LaCree is an athletic guy, 6'5", 230. The redshirt freshman out of Austin, Texas, goes airborne there.
I've heard all week about the Notre Dame tight ends. A 31-yard play from McCree. What's with these tight ends hurdling people all over the country? We see that now. Jones pushes it around. This is Addison. He's got the edge. And the transfer from Pitt, the Bolitnikoff winner, moves to 6 again.
I thought Austin Jones did a really good job of selling this. Doesn't show it too early. Offensive line, really there's no tip. Even Caleb Williams didn't necessarily show it, but I love to see him 25, 30 yards downfield and makes a heck of a block there on Joseph.
SC rolling, playing with tempo. Now Williams, who can run, makes a cut and slides down. A sudden burst that he picks up 7, whiffing. Was that Milola?
Again, he is known for his ability to throw the ball, but Lincoln Riley does such a good job with his zone read play. You collapse down, you worry about that tight end out in the flat, he will pull it down and run the football. Really strong. His lower half where he's able to run through tackles. That time he just kind of gave up and went down to be smart and protect himself, but a powerful runner.
2nd and 3. Jones has to navigate through traffic, works hard, spins through some arm tackles just to pick up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Ademilola looked like he had a chance to bring him down in the backfield, just unable to finish the play, get some penetration, arms wrapped up around him. See a couple different white jerseys getting in there. Joseph finally has to clean it up, keeping him short of the 1st down. Well, they are doing everything they can to affect the eyes of these linebackers with some misdirection and great counter plays.
Williams take a shot at the end zone here. And they just hand it to Jones and earn a fresh set of downs at the 11. Justin Ademilola made the tackle that time.
They're being very careful with the threat of the quarterback being able to pull that and get around the corner. Just kind of, we talked to Al Golden, the defensive coordinator, about how to defend. You know, they sprinkled it enough to have to make you come up with a plan, which takes away from practice time. Al Golden coming over from the Cincinnati Bengals saying, man, it affects the timing because you're going to get ready for their pass game, and now you got to worry about that zone read. So Lincoln puts it in just enough, especially in those short yardage situations.
Offense that scored 40+ its last 5 games comes out humming here. Empty backfield. Williams steps up and now flips it to a man, and the catch is made by Taj Washington. Touchdown USC. Trojans right down the field to strike first.
Well, this is it in a nutshell. If you've not seen Caleb Williams play much, watch this play right here and watch how much pressure is put on these defensive backs to try to stay with him. Here he is in man-to-man. Now you got to deal with a quarterback that's creating. You want to get your eyes on him to be able to stop him from scrambling, but now you lose the receiver in coverage, and that's where Caleb Williams really excels. Vision downfield within that scramble to throw that football.
Dennis Lynch. The lefty on to add the PAT. They made the comparison to a great point guard. Think Penny Hardaway, right? And when Penny's got the ball, you got to pay attention.
Better be ready.
He might pass it anywhere, and that's Caleb Williams.
Bounce it off your face if you're not careful. Those receivers are ready. We got a flag down there on the extra point. But these receivers, Caleb gets a lot of the attention, and he should, but the receivers do such a good job when he goes into that off-schedule moment.
More than 11 players on the field defense. Penalties decline. Try is good.
Speaking of Penny, Taj Washington came from Memphis. He's one of those 19 portal players that Lincoln Riley rounded up. Notre Dame's got to answer. Trojans early 7-zip lead at the Coliseum.
Oh yeah.
Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Sharp start for the SC offense.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. So Notre Dame in an early hole. That won't phase them. Had to fight from behind this year. Chris Tyree, part of that running back rotation. Excellent kick returner. Flag is out as he's knocked down at the 21. So this should back up SC, and Drew Pine of the offense will not have very good field position. It's a block in the back. Jerry
Going to return.
Michael
block in
Annis.
the back. Return team number 40. At the distance to the goal, penalty, first down.
It's an ACC crew that is Notre Dame's regular officials. Now, Drew Pine is a 4th-generation football player. His great-grandfather played in the early pro league. And Grandpa George Pine played for the Boston Patriots. Jimmy
Pine, Hokie.
Played for the Hokies and the NFL. Co-founder of something called Wheels Up. I've heard of that company. But he comes in here needing good things to happen early, and the coaching staff knows that. They want to get some confidence throws for him.
Yeah, I mean, a guy that has an immense amount of talent. He just needs to be able to get into a flow like a lot of quarterbacks early to kind of get that confidence going.
What would help is the running game, and that's Logan Diggs. We'll see Diggs and Audric Estime. Terrific 1-2 punch, and they get 6 on first down.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame has become, you and I had them week 1 against Ohio State, and they had a different quarterback in Tyler Buckner, and the QB run threat was there. And with Drew Pine, even though he's an athletic guy, now you're seeing Marcus Freeman and his offensive coordinator Tommy Reeves, especially these last 5 weeks, they've gotten healthy at tight end with Mitchell Evans to go along with Michael Mayer. It's more of that look, that 2 tight end look, and downhill, pound the football, and play action off of it.
Braden Lenzy comes in motion. They feed Diggs again. He's knocked down a couple of yards short of the marker there by Stanley Tafo'o. And Kalen Bullock, the safety.
I love talking this week with Alex Grinch, his defensive coordinator from SC, and he said, listen, it's been a tough year. I'm very proud of what we've been able to do. We've created 24 turnovers. We're trying to maximize our potential, but we're trying to welcome this physicality that Notre Dame and this offensive line. This is the best line we've faced all year. And last week we had UCLA. Tonight it's Notre Dame, and we got to win at the line of scrimmage to have a chance of slowing down this offense. Get a good feel here on this first 3rd and short.
230-pound tailback Audric estimates in the game, but they handled an end around, and the Trojans are ready as they drop Diggs for a loss. And it's a 3-and-out. Shane Lee made the play for USC.
Great job of not being fooled there. You look at that formation, you're thinking downhill between the tackles, and instead they try to fool him by putting Estime up there, but this defense is right where they need to be. In fact, Shane Lee's instincts there, the transfer from Alabama, not fooled at all, and a big tackle for a loss here, and the SC defense matches the offense as a production on that first drive.
Great quickness, right? Top tackler on this defense. And Caleb Williams going to get the football back with the lead in pretty good field position. Michael Jackson is the punt returner. And fair catch made at midfield. So USC playing offense and defense so far. And they'll begin from their 49.
The Venture
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
The epic games in this rivalry from an Irish perspective. A 1-point win in '86.
Steve Berlin, right?
Yeah. Talked about Travis Dye. Was off to a terrific season. He was their main running back. Season-ending knee injury. So it's been Austin Jones filling in. He's still leader, though.
I was going to say, by the way, he's limping. He's got headphones on. He's helping coach. I mean, that's what you love to see when a guy goes down with a season-ending injury. He's a leader.
He's been helping his buddy Jones, who's carried the load well since Dye's injury. But he's just all about just a great football family and the fire and the spirit.
Oh, yeah.
We love the whole Dye family.
Yeah, yeah. And he's always been that way. He and his brother. I mean, it's just their approach. It's the way they love the game, passion for the game, great teammates, great leaders.
He'll take a 5-yard gain on first down into Notre Dame territory. Williams launches into coverage. 2 Irish defenders were there as he tries to find Addison. Really, though, a force that time. Got away with it.
Now that ball should have been intercepted. You can see right there, Morrison, the freshman, not even ready at the snap, but the safety, because the ball was put up in the air. Xavier Watts with a chance to go up and high point that ball. If he would have positioned himself better, because that ball hung up in the air with a safety on the half field, that's an interception.
It's becoming a ball hawk Notre Dame secondary. 8 picks in the last 4 games. They had 1 in the first 7 games. It's a big part of their turnaround this season. So now it's 3rd and 5. Williams has plenty of time. Now steps up and delivers a dart. And the catch is made by Addison. He's so dangerous after the catch, and he knifes to the Irish 25. You say they got the football. Oh! Did they take it away at the end? It's a scrum down there. Isaiah Foskey says he knocked it loose, and it is a takeaway. Right on cue, Bertrand looks like he came up with it.
You're all over it, Chris. Foskey hustling on the play. Not a safety, but Foskey makes the play.
Covered by the defense. First down, Notre Dame.
I mean, you're talking about a pass rusher coming from behind the play to knock that ball loose, and now it's on the ground and it's a free ball. Boy, it looks like, oh,
wait a
wow.
second.
Then it comes out again. Leofau knocks it out, but it sure looked like Jordan Addison, while he was down, secured that football. What great effort, by the way, again, by Isaiah Foskey.
Going to get an early rep for Bill Lamagna. Keith Roden is the replay official for this ACC crew. Does he have possession while he's laying on the ground, Bill? Should this be USC ball upon review? Not yet, not there, but before all that scrum.
Obviously, he started to lose the ball. He goes after it again. Did he have it long enough to say that's possession and control?
Here's right here.
Out.
Here's the look you want, Bill, right here. Let's see what we have for you. Ball obviously is out. He brings the hand out. He brings it in, but does he have complete control of it? Looks like he does to me.
I agree.
That's a recovery.
That's a recovery.
Yeah, that's SC ball.
Leofeld came in, good try to punch the ball loose.
Yeah.
But we think this will be reversed, and that would set the Trojans up at the 25-yard line. Great hustle. You pointed out the tremendous downfield play by Foskey to create the fumble.
Yeah.
Ball was bouncing around for a while.
I think they may put this on the 23-yard line if, in fact, they give him that possession.
Madison is about 173. Not a very solidly built guy, laying on the field trying to grab the football as big dudes are jumping on him and try to punch it loose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this year I've seen a pass rusher who's trying to get into the backfield, reverse pivot, and chase a play 25 yards downfield and knock a ball loose like that, the way Isaiah Foskey just did.
Foskey, one of the Californians on this Notre Dame roster, played his football at De La Salle. Looks like the Notre Dame defense is on the field, and they know what's going to happen with this reversal. You're right, they're going to spot the ball, Kirk, at the 23 of Notre Dame, and Addison dodges a bullet.
Sure did. Good job. I think he was surprised by the play by Foskey, but a good job of instantly reacting to get that ball back.
After further review, the runner was down before losing possession of the ball. First down, USC, 23-yard line.
So 23-yard gain for the top receiver on this team.
Don't forget that's another third down conversion as well. Notre Dame got SC to third down, but another conversion.
Yeah, 3 for 3. Addison guarded by that true freshman Benjamin Morrison, coming off a 3-interception game against BC. Has 5 on the season. This is a tough matchup for him, though. Williams looking the other direction and flips it short. Kyle Ford, big physical receiver. Got good quickness too, though. Clarence Lewis stopped him.
They continue to attack in different ways. You know, Lincoln Riley, when he gets the running game going, it just opens up every other aspect. He gets eyes into the backfield, and he gets the quick throws going, and you get everybody up tight on the perimeter, and then that's when he'll get hit behind you with his play action levels concepts that he can attack this defense with.
It's McCree, the tight end, who motions back in. Irish showing some pressure, and they bring it on 2nd and 5. Williams pats the ball and flips it high. Jones is the outlet man and stutter steps all the way down to the 2. Williams had to come up with something, improvisation there.
But he has to come up with it because he looks out to his left and he sees nobody out to the left. Watch this. Little mix-up, nobody's there. Okay, let me improvise, let me just check it down. And then you got athletes like this that can make a play after the catch. So a good job of not giving up on it. And again, that's Caleb Williams. Looks left in the flat, pump, whoops, no one's there. Doesn't panic, eventually finds an open target to just check it down, and now they're at the 2-yard line.
Point guard extraordinaire, Darwin Barlow, big physical back. He's in there. And they give it to him, but he is slam met behind the line of scrimmage. That's Jason Imilola.
Good job here, being able to wait. Notre Dame's got to do a good job against this run game of getting on edges, getting into the backfield. Good push that time. A 3-yard loss. This is for Caleb Williams. I mean, he's dangerous everywhere. Lincoln Riley knows when he can get his ability to run and throw, puts so much on any defense. They're 8th in the nation coming into the night. Their red zone touchdown percentage.
I'm going to ask you, where is he not dangerous on football field? From his own one?
Yeah. Right. Especially here.
Take it to Jones, backpedaling, trying to create on the move again, and fires to the end zone, and it'll be pass interference. Looking for Addison, and tracking across was true freshman Jaden Mickey. That is a tough matchup for him tonight.
Oh yeah, and in fact, he actually got away with a little bit of a jersey hold earlier when you saw Jordan Addison try to adjust to his quarterback scrambling. He grabbed onto that jersey. No one saw that, and then once the ball actually gets to Addison, there's an obvious interference.
One by each team. Ineligible receiver downfield offense, number 72. Pass interference defense. Fouls will offset. Second down.
So with Williams scrambling, Andrew Voorhees got too far downfield. That's one penalty. Here's the other.
Here's the matchup right here. Watch when he sees, okay, scrambling, grabs onto the jersey right there. No call. And then they make this call right here. But legal man downfield, so it's a wash.
So Cam Hart still out with a shoulder injury. It means you got a couple of true freshmen out there playing corner for SC.
Against Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Tough.
Interesting formation here. It was Addison in the backfield. Now he motions to his right, comes back. He's got the football. He flips it back. Mario Williams trying to get it to Caleb Williams, and a flag is down. Was the quarterback interfered with in the end zone? A little trickery here from Lincoln Riley.
I think Caleb Williams maybe.
Pass interference offense, number 13.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty. Second down.
Not something you see too often.
I'm giving Xavier Watts all the credit here because you can up here. It's easy to see it developing. I just happen to look and watch him back here in the back. Watch him in the back end of this defense right away. He looks. Where's the quarterback? Where's the quarterback? He's waiting for that throw before the throw even is made. Second time tonight, 26 in position for an interception, not able to come down with it. But a good job of positioning himself right where he needs to be.
Don't often say, good job by the quarterback to pass interfere with the TV, but he didn't save an interception.
Yep.
Costly, though, because it moves him back 15. Now it's second and goal from the 20. Williams, pressure, dropped. Sacked by Isaiah Foskey, who showed his strength. Not easy to do that to a strong quarterback like Williams.
No, he does a good job with his hands of just getting off the blocks. Look on the far left of the offensive line. See 70 lock up with him. 57 tries to work his way to the outside as well. That's Diedish. But this is why he leads Notre Dame in career sacks, because of using his hands and then closing. Remember, Caleb Williams, one of the toughest guys. You might get to him, but to bring him down, how many times have we seen him spin out because of that lower body strength of potential sacks? That time 7 got him down.
He surpassed Justin Tuck, the Notre Dame career sack leader. It's 26th career sack right there. It was first and goal at the 2. Now it's third and goal. They're just trying to get better field goal range. And they work it back to the 13 with the run by Austin Jones. But that was messed up after it looked like SC was ready to go up 2 touchdowns.
Goes all the way back to that first play by Ademilola. The job that he did on that first and goal play for a 3-yard loss got him back. And then you had the trick play with the offensive interference on Caleb Williams. But a heck of a job by Notre Dame. I mean, last thing you want to do is get down 14 to this offense of Lincoln Riley and Williams, and the defense bows up.
Dennis Lynch has not been automatic. He's just 5 of 10 inside 40. Good job getting the hold down there by Dalton. And SC pads the lead. Short field, they come up with 3, 10-zip.
Notre Dame was a dream. It was a dream.
Now 2 possessions, 10 points for USC. Notre Dame not really getting any traction in the football game. That was a big stop after the Trojans were first and goal at the 2, but the Irish offense unable to produce anything in their first possession.
I need some noise out there. I need some noise out there.
Tyree back. And he'll have a go from the 4. Good coverage, knocked down short of the 20. Good start for Williams. That was a tough 2-play sequence. And the play where he interfered, watch the foot come up and catch him in a vulnerable area.
Yeah.
And then Foskey, it's an awkward landing on this big power move by Foskey to get him down.
Then on the sideline after that possession, yeah, I think that first replay might be for that reaction there. But he's up.
Pine did not attempt to pass in that first sequence. Irish were stopped on 3rd and short. His first pass attempt of the night. Delivers it to his best buddy and best weapon, Michael Mayer, who was bracketed and got hit hard after the throw.
Hey, you're down 10-0. You're on the road. and you're a young quarterback that's trying to get some confidence going, throw it. I don't care if he's double teamed or not. Throw it out in front with a big guy at 6'5", 265-pound tight end. Can use his body to keep the defenders away from him.
Trojans' best pass rusher, Tuli Tuipulotu, whacked him in the head. He is a force that I keep an eye on, number 49. That is a game plan problem for this Irish front. And 2nd and 5. Diggs plows ahead, and he's knocked down by Nomura.
Remember, this SC defense, Chris, they have struggled against the run. They've given up some games where they've given up a lot of yards, and they knew coming into tonight, Alex Grinch said, man, we've got to do a good job. Make them throw to beat us. We can match up on their outside. We're going to have our hands full with the tight end, but make this quarterback throw to beat us. Stop this running game.
Third downs have been important. The Irish losses, they've really struggled to convert third downs. When they've won games, it's because they've moved the sticks on plays like this. And that is a tough way to earn a first down. He's just plowing forward. They do move it to the 31.
Joe Alt won that time, and you get a good push, even though he's on the left side. He does his job. The right guard, Josh Lugg, does his job. And you'll see there's enough of a push there on 3rd and short. They know what's coming, and you still got to be able to execute. These Notre Dame backs, they will continue to mix these backs up. Try to stay fresh, try to play the hot hand. At times you'll see 2 of them in the backfield together, like right now with Tyree.
Diggs lowers his shoulder, drives his legs right into Shane Lee, and he'll earn about 4 on the first down.
There'll be some great collisions there with this Notre Dame run game, and Shane Lee, linebacker that again, played early in his career when he was at Alabama because of some injuries, played as a freshman, and then kind of lost his way the last couple of years and decided to transfer over with Lincoln Riley and to become the anchor and the leader in the middle of this defense.
Most of the high-profile portal transfers are on offense. They were not able to get quite as many high-profile defensive guys yet. They're hoping to change that in the next cycle. Final minute of this first quarter. You fake it to Estime. Pine takes a peek downfield, now checks it down to the back, and Estime's got room and a blocker. Audric Estime barreling down to the 35. Braden Lindsay helped him on the edge.
It's man-to-man, but nobody picks. Well, you got play action this way, but watch the backers. Nobody locked in on Estime in the backfield. You got a twist up front. They love movement. Heck of a job by Drew Pine coming off of his look downfield, realizing nobody picks up Estime in the flat. We talked about earlier, Chris, how he likes to get his confidence established early. Some simple throws to kind of get into that rhythm. Maybe see if this one can get him going, because they're going to have to throw the ball tonight on 1st and 10.
It's an Irish receiving corps that takes pride and blocks extremely well. Estime now as a ball carrier. Ooh, could have been a bigger gain. Was just dragged down on the shoe tops there. And there was Eric Gentry, who's returning to action, number 18, a key player for this USC defense. Trojans up by 10. Irish on the move. The end of 1 here at the Coliseum. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station.
Don't miss out on Walmart's Cyber Monday deals for days. You can score big on...
Enjoying our stay here in Los Angeles. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Capital One. Great start for the home team. USC 10 points in their first 2 possessions. But the Irish trying to answer here, begin the second quarter in a threatening position at the USC 31. Kurt?
This offense being able to get back to what they've been doing these last 5 weeks, which is winning the line of scrimmage and getting these backs downhill at that 2nd and 3rd level. Tommy Rees settling in, trying to understand each possession what Alex Grinch plan is to stop his 12 personnel look with the 2 tight ends.
Diggs into the middle. It's been pretty easy for the Irish offense early in games. Against Navy, 5 touchdowns the first 6 possessions. Against BC, they scored points in their first 8 possessions in a blowout in the blizzard.
Yeah, and when you run their kind of style, it makes it a little bit easier to control things. Last thing Marcus Freeman and this group can do, is dig themselves a big hole with their style of offense against this SC offensive firepower. They need points.
Need 2 here. Hine looking to throw for it, and he's going to be harassed, escapes, and he'll be dragged down. That was Tafo'u with a rough tackle. Is going to be spotted right near the marker. Corey Foreman was there too.
Yeah, Corey Foreman had him down. You know, Corey Foreman is, of course, the high-priced recruit that a lot of USC fans have been waiting to make plays. Watch it. They love to twist. They love games up front. Try to create some mismatches. Good job of coming off that potential pickup by Zeke Correll. You see, that gives you an idea what Drew Pine can do. He's maybe not as fleet-footed as Buckner, the guy who starts the year but goes down with an injury. But you can see on 3rd down, he's got some ability to create himself.
Not a physically imposing guy. He's short of 6 feet. He's under 200 pounds. They're checking the spot. Tafo'u actually slung him across the marker, and they did give him a 1st down on this spot. Let's check it again right here. The elbow goes down there, though.
Yep. Short
of the marker, Bill. That looks like, upon further review, maybe a 4th down situation coming up.
I see it the same way. He's down, that elbow's down, the ball's short. They're going to move it back. Won't be a 1st down.
She said, got to get points, Kirk. Let's say this crew does what we expect them to do. It's a decision for Marcus Freeman here. Do you go for it on 4th?
I think you got to trust your offensive line and your big power back. You know, I mean, it's something to estimate. You'd like to think can be able to get it. You got a quarterback sneak. It looks like they're going to be short based on that replay, maybe by about a half a yard.
We see so many teams go for it on 4th and much longer than a yard at much different positions of the field. Irish 6 for 14 on 4th down plays.
After further review, the runner's elbow was down while the ball was at the 27-yard line. It will be 4th down.
It's Freeman who decides what to do, and then Reese who comes up with the play call. A guy who knows this rivalry. He quarterbacked the Irish to some victories against SC.
Yeah, and like you and I were talking about, what do you do? No hesitation at all. And I thought they might be a half yard. They're a full yard from this 1st down.
Here comes the noise in the Coliseum. It is the Mitcheruski, or Mitchapalooza they actually call. Mitchell Evans is a tight end, and SC was ready for that. He's 6 for 6 this year. 6 carries, 6 1st downs, but does not look like he got that one. He's a senior tight end. They run him up there. He played some quarterback in high school.
Look at the spot here. It's 2 different spots. You had one spot at the top and a different spot at the bottom. If you go with a spot at the bottom, it looks like a 1st down. The spot at the top, he's maybe going to be short.
Yeah, he's short, and they've seen that on tape all week. The tight end sneak. Nobody's fooled, but they've been able to get a big push behind him and move the 6 every time until this time, and that's a big stop for SC.
He's 260 pounds. You got to estimate pushing him from behind.
And the Mitchapalooza not successful here in the Coliseum. And another big stop for this often criticized USC defense.
And see the official at the top who has a better view. He comes down. You can see where his spot is. See the official at the bottom coming in as well.
So Caleb Williams and the Trojan offense takes over early 2nd, up 10. Crowd late arriving, but they got here.
They did.
Time to see SC jump to a 10-zip lead. The AT&T 5G Skycam zooming over this great venue. Don't forget to check out the AT&T 5G Skycast on the app and ESPN3. So Trojans get a stop. 3rd possession for Caleb Williams from the 27. They feed Jones again and rips off by 4.
They've been able to run the football, but most people tune in to see what Caleb Williams is all about. It's about creativity. Take the tight ends away. Somebody's got to account for the quarterback. You take the quarterback away, he's going to throw the football. You're always going to be short with Caleb Williams when he gets into that zone.
From the pocket, throw far side. It was a contested catch and nicely broken up by the freshman Morrison, trying to get it to Brendan Rice, the son of Jerry Rice.
And I think as you watch this SC offense, that was a play that was on schedule. He threw that to the inside, and Rice was a little more to the outside. Most of big plays from Caleb are when things break down and he creates, like the package that we just showed.
Jones motions out on 3rd and 6. Receivers stacked to the left side. Single coverage for Addison on the right, and that's where they look. And Addison beats his man, moves the sticks. There's Michael Jackson. Check it.
About that, if you include the tight end, you got 4 receivers into the boundary, creates all that space and a one-on-one matchup to make the throw out to Jackson.
Williams backpedaling and trying to escape. Does. More of that creativity on the move, but nobody open. Just throws it to the turf. Good rush there from Osafa-Mensah.
Great length from Osafa-Mensah. 6'4", 250 pounds. And again, he had an angle you would think to be able to bring Caleb Williams down, but Williams able to avoid the sack. But Notre Dame, they're doing a good job. Like the whole thing tonight, is it about, I asked him, is it about Al Golden? Is it about squeezing him and keeping him in a pocket? Marcus Freeman and Al Golden said, man, we don't want to do that. We don't want to be conservative. We want to be aggressive and believe in our guys, but at the same time, we can't make it easy on him to be able to escape. He gets underneath those rush lanes. If you're undisciplined, he gets underneath them and then outside.
Here comes late pressure. They didn't show it, but it's picked up beautifully. Williams has plenty of time, and now it breaks down. A coverage sack. He did a good job picking up the initial blitz, but eventually the pocket collapses around him.
Yeah, and I always like to brag on these receivers from USC. There's the blitz right there, but look at the receivers. Usually you see some movement. Nobody's moving. It's a rare moment that most of these SC receivers, typically, that when they see their quarterback is in trouble, they start to move. But with him just standing stationary in the pocket, I don't think they thought he was in trouble.
Al Golden.
He loved that.
It's a play the Irish defense needed. Creates a 3rd and 20. Only one defender with his hand on the ground here, but they bring some pressure. Williams backpedaling, trying to escape again, still alive. And now sprints and fires downfield, and the catch is made by Mario Williams, and they convert the 3rd and 20. Wow. Wait a second, there's now ruling incomplete?
No, he caught it, but just short. Good, a good effort there to keep them. I was about to say that's about to be a Heisman moment, right, by Caleb Williams. Now they're up 10-0. They're at their own 42-yard line. You're thinking that the analytics say to go for this? I know it's 2022, but I guess when you believe in your quarterback, you go for it on 4th and 8 at your own 42, up 10.
That shows a ton of belief if they actually run a play. Yeah, he had backpedaled so far. I thought he made the first down. It's going to be a pooch punt. Williams even does that well. Just stakes the snap. Nobody back deep. Did he kill it? No, it rolls into the end zone. So it's a 58-yard pooch punt. What doesn't he do?
I know he's a crazy guy now, Lincoln Riley, but that would have been an all-timer. Go for it.
One of my favorite football memories as a kid was Anthony Davis's epic 6-touchdown game against the Irish. He brought 2 kickoffs back to the house. Look at the celebration dance. I mean, I'm 10 years old watching this. I wasn't the biggest Notre Dame fan. Anthony Davis was 5'9". I went out in the backyard, Kirk, and I ran, and then I did that little touchdown dance.
How did you
He was honored here, part of that great 72 championship team, and it was cool to see him in the press box before the game.
Very cool.
He's a great baseball player. He's got 5 championship rings. 5, 2 football, 3 baseball.
That's amazing.
But that. Irish trying to get something going here, and they find Lorenzo Styles, who'll drag a man about 7 yards. And Davis, it was a sophomore when he did those 6 touchdowns.
Unbelievable.
The Irish in 72.
Yeah, what a great career. You're right. I mean, you see these 2 uniforms on the same field together, and right away you think about different memories, different years, different moments.
Estime, they have not been able to get the big man loose. If you thought that USC's short yardage defense would be a huge key tonight, you were right, but you did.
But I think Alex Grinch, you got to remember what he does. He's a big slanting angle with his defensive linemen. They're not the biggest. They're undersized up front, 270, 280 in the interior. So they're moving some guys around. Paleed's in there. He's 345. But watch how much they move and slant, making it tough on the communication on the O-line.
Here we go again. 3rd and short for the Irish. Mayer's to the left. They'll try to use him as a blocker. Diggs cannot get through the heavy traffic in the backfield. Tyrone Tellini and Max Williams were there. It's really close.
Just talked about how they move. Watch this. Instead of coming here, he works out here. He was going there before he even saw what was happening. He's on his twist, stunt, anticipating the potential of that ball going into the boundary, and Alex Grinch designs that to slant into the boundary to make a play.
It's Tellini who's down. The big emphasis for Tommy Rees and for Freeman was to win the first second of the play. I haven't heard guys talk about that, but it's because of what you're talking about, the slanting and the violence they try to create right at the snap.
Absolutely. And so far it's been really effective, and see Tellini is down on the field right now, hopefully okay, but they are short of the first down.
Yeah, they spotted him about a half-yard away, so another 4th down for Freeman to deal with, this time in his own territory. Looks like Tellini's going to get up and be okay. This SC defense, it's been a laughingstock. They don't play any defense. Thank God Caleb Williams can score at will, but they've taken that personally, and they've shown up tonight, and it's a great start for them. Long way to go.
I think where they've struggled at times, where people spread them out, get them in space, have the ability to throw outside and then also run. Notre Dame's not hiding what they're doing. They're lining up with 2 tight ends, and so far they've been trying to establish that run game with that big offensive line in their backs. At some point, you're going to have to see Drew Pine. They're going to have to make some plays. The problem is they don't have great receivers right now at this point on this roster. It makes it very tough to do.
Mayer has been contained so far, just 1 catch for 5 yards. They're reviewing this spot, so we'll step away. They reversed the call on the field, and it is a first down for Logan Diggs. Watch him stretch the ball right there. Just has to get to the 30. It comes out as it hits the ground, so no fumble. And the Irish have to grind
or fight every inch for a first down. Now you come back, watch those SC safeties getting down, trying to mix in a play action on these early downs. Somebody's got to win downfield.
Pine on the move under pressure, flips it to Mayer, and he is knocked down immediately there by Kalen Bullock. Bullock and Eric Gentry, 2 of the guys that figured to prominently be involved in stopping Mayer tonight.
Yeah, you're going in motion right here, trying to communicate, make sure everybody's on the same page, come off of your receiver, and then make that play. They say he is a future superstar. Bullock, only a sophomore, perfect body. And shows he's 6'3", 180.
He'll add some ball.
You imagine where he'll be next year, and just has great instincts with his eyes. You saw right there.
Made 4 interceptions this season. On 2nd and 9, they go back to the running game, and slipping behind the line of scrimmage is Estime, and he'll lose yardage. Here comes a 3rd and long.
I tell you, the guy that's making a lot of plays, they're moving him around inside and outside, is Brandon Paleed. That time he didn't even get blocked. He just got downhill. What's happening right now is SC has come into this game. Not there he comes from your left. Nobody picks him up. 91. Keep in mind, he's 345 pounds. I talked about how they're undersized. With him in there, they're not. But he's a backup that's been playing a lot and playing well.
Man from Anchorage, Alaska, which has not produced a lot of Power 5 players. See what Pine can do on 3rd and 10. Has some protection. Fires down the middle, and the catch is made. And the Irish with a first down and a lot more. Spotted down at the 40-yard line. That's Jaden Thomas.
Good job of getting separation. They're going to go man-to-man all the way to your left. You see 16. He's locked up in man-to-man. Makes a move. Good job on the timing. That required a lot of time. And Colsey's able to get that separation with soft man-to-man coverage there. And right as he releases the ball, see the blitz there by Bryson Shaw. The nickel hits him, but good focus downfield by 10. Pine to make that throw.
Yeah, eyes locked downfield. He took a Shot right under his chin.
Yep.
It's 5 for 5 for 73. And now checks it down, and Styles needs to slip a tackle. Fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. Gentry was there.
What I was going to say about SC just they don't feel threatened downfield, so it allows them to cheat up tight to the line of scrimmage, whether it's the run game or the short intermediate passes. They don't feel at this point that they have anything to worry about downhill, so it makes it a lot tougher to execute for Pine and for this offense when it comes to their running game. The offensive line has not had the start to this game that you thought they might against SC's front.
2nd and 10. Tyree has a little crease, makes a cut. Chris Tyree making the biggest explosive play tonight for the Irish ground game. Bullock gets him down, but it's first down at the 22.
You get behind Patterson and Carell right here, this double team. You try to work up to these backers. Watch the center 52, left guard. Maybe gets away with a little bit of a pull down to bring that linebacker down, but really good lateral quickness, which is what Tyree is known for. Each of these backs brings something a little bit different. You can see when he gets in space, he's dangerous.
Tyrone Tellini has returned to the game for the SC defense. Off the play fake, Pine launches to the end zone. Jump ball caught. Touchdown, Michael Mayer. 8th of the year. His 62nd catch.
I fucking told you, let's go.
A little salty down there.
Watch this. When you get him one-on-one, you've got to be able to take advantage of that. Max Williams, who's had a great year, just overmatched. Just nothing he can. He's 5'9". And God bless him. He's a great player. He's a scrappy player. But you're going up against a tight end that's 6'5", 260. And I love the position, the placement of the ball by Pine to bring it back, to let the big tight end use his body to keep that defender away from the football.
So the Irish, the much needed 80-yard drive, almost 5 minutes. The lead is 3 midway 2nd quarter at the Coliseum.
That's the thing. Halftime report just minutes away. Dan Booger and Kevin here. 10-7 game. Good one in L.A. Ohio State right now. We're rooting for Notre Dame.
Without a doubt. And if I'm Notre Dame OC Tommy Rees, you got to figure out a way to get Michael Mayer some more one-on-one matchups.
He does. But Caleb Williams doing a great job. Balance. 7 completions to 7 different receivers. Taking what the defense is giving them. They're looking pretty good
like
defensively.
a coach.
It is knockout Saturday so far, Chris. A handful of upsets. LSU also trailing at the half. We'll have highlights coming your way.
Keep an eye on that one. A&M playing spoiler as LSU secured the SEC championship game bid, but a loss would ruin their playoff possibilities.
Yeah, interesting that they said Ohio State's watching and hoping for a loss. It's hard to imagine them getting back into the discussion after today.
More to discuss. Chris Felica, the Bear, will have opinions on that. Maybe we'll get to that in the second half, Chris, but you got some business first.
Yes, we do. And well, tonight's South Lake Trivia question has to do with USC's chances to reach the college football playoff. What is the lowest college football playoff rank with 2 releases left for a team which has gone on to reach the college football playoff?
Ohio State was at 6, I think.
USC is at 6 right now.
They're in 14, and they passed, I think, TCU and Baylor, I think.
With the play fake, they pitch it on the edge, and Taj Washington is knocked out. Holly, what have you got?
Well, guys, USC's most dynamic receiver, Jordan Addison, was receiving treatment on the sideline. He was in a lengthy conversation with the medical athletic training staff. He didn't seem quite right. They've been giving him food. He had an applesauce packet, pretzels, something not quite right with his blood sugar, how he's feeling. He's back out there right now, but keep your eye on it.
Excellent reporting, Holly. Applesauce, pretzels, keeping track of his snacks. Yeah, he left in the middle of that last Trojan possession. That's a first down for Austin Jones.
Austin Jones with Travis tied down. All the attention goes on him. Keep an eye on Addison. Hopefully he's going to be okay. But they have not been able to run the ball as well as you thought they might with Lincoln Riley. Keep in mind, a lot of transfers came in. Offensive line trying to do the best they can. But when you lose Dye, you lose that explosiveness. But, man, tonight, controlling things for the most part, doing a better job up front.
Jones, who played 3 years at Stanford, more than 1,100 yards in his career on the farm. Stopped that time by Justin Enmalola.
Of course, when you talk about that offensive line and then doing a better job, they run that counter play and there's penetration on the left side and the play is completely blown up.
What a lifeline that last drive was for the Irish. That 3rd and long conversion, they needed 10, got 30, and then Michael Mayer getting involved and showing you why he's the matchup nightmare.
Absolutely.
They've got Williams behind the sticks here on 2nd and 12. They show late pressure. Williams steps up and delivers. And Mario Williams makes the catch. Diminutive speedster, transfer from Memphis, moves it within a yard of the first down. It'll be 3rd down.
You see coverage here, it sinks, and then you get soft coverage on the back end here from the safety in the corner, so you got a big window right there. Good job of being patient, reading that flat defender fly out. An easy throw there for Caleb Williams. Alec Golden trying to mix up those looks, Chris. You got a 3rd and short here, a lot of some man, some zone, trying to make Williams have to evaluate and communicate with his receivers.
80 yard. Jones hammers straight ahead and really has to fight. He earns that first down. Leofo had him in the grasp but couldn't stop short of the marker.
He sure did, and that's his read. Yeah, I thought Caleb may pull this. See, his eyes are on him. Once he came down, I thought you might see Caleb Williams pull it, but trust Austin Jones to be able to get just enough for that first down. Boy, speaking about spots, reviewing spots, they might take a look at that one.
I think his knee might have been down with the ball short
that was
of the 50.
Might have had it, but I don't know if he got all the way to the 50, but they moved the sticks.
Give Jones a breather and send in the freshman Raleek Brown. Williams checks with Riley, uses the whole play clock, and they do give it to the freshman. And Brown knocked down after a 2-yard gain by J.D. Bertrand. Bertrand, whose mom was a huge USC fan, grew up with that Fight On song playing around the house. Never got a chance to play in the Coliseum until tonight. And top tackler in this defense. It's a special moment when you get a chance to finally play. His mom went to school, or grandma went to school here. And
especially his story. I mean, where he's had to move up the depth chart throughout his career and now to become really the quarterback of this defense. I mean, if there's anybody, you hear these stories in college football about guys that have to earn everything they get. That's number 27 in the middle of that defense showing blitz right now.
Bertrand does come. It's picked up extremely well for a while, but now Caleb going forward. Like a joystick out there, the human joystick, and a man left alone. And Addison made the catch. He bobbled it, but collects it. They forgot about him with all that scrambling by Williams.
Well, he gets around Foskey, who's going to bring the pressure. But then after this, watch how he it's like Patrick Mahomes. Watch him just kind of backpedal. He gets around to that. Now he's going to backpedal. Come on. Which way am I going to go? Okay, off to the right. But the vision downfield. That's the thing that's crazy is he keeps his eyes downfield. He baits the defenders. Then he's got a Patrick Mahomes Houdini throw for an easy out.
You do that with your game controller. Do you use the joystick with your quarterback like that?
Not that good. That's incredible.
Jones gets loose, gets the edge, and dives down to the 11. Trojans rolling again with a first down.
I tell you what it is demoralizing to a defense. You know, it's usually demoralizing when a team just lines up in 2 tight ends and pounds you for 4 or 5 or 4 and then 8. But when you do a pretty good job of getting to the quarterback and you've done everything that you're supposed to do, somebody's supposed to bring him down, and he's taunting you, almost baiting you to come after him, and then he makes play after play, and then they go back to the run game. It's just really tough on the spirit of this defense.
A lot of bounce in this attack. Williams has thrown it 13 times. They have run it 17. 18th rush. It's Jones who's had a heavy workload in this first half. 12 carries already. Picks up about 3 there.
Looks like Xavier Watts going to come off the field there. He's been very busy tonight.
Final minute, and Riley trying to pad this 3-point lead before the break. Notre Dame will get the football to begin the third quarter. There's a discussion with Freeman. We've got time to bring in Chris Felica and answer our athletic trivia question.
Oh, he asked you what is the lowest rank for a college football playoff team with 2 releases left?
Say 6.
To go on a playoff. The answer to tonight's athletic trivia question is 7th. Two teams were 7th.
Okay.
Georgia in 17 and Oklahoma in 19. So obviously USC was at 6 right now. Certainly after today's results, well in this thing. Probably even control their own destiny.
That's right. That's why Riley believes you're not out of it. If he was 7th, 3 years ago at Oklahoma, and they worked their way in.
Yeah.
Did never get that
I don't know
CFP win.
Right. I don't know if Bear's still up or not, but Bear, if you are, TCU, emphatic win today. Michigan beating Ohio State in the fashion that they did. You have USC sitting there. You have LSU that eventually has to play Georgia. They're trailing A&M right now into the third quarter. Interesting situation. USC, you started to say they control their own destiny.
Well, I said Riley believes they do. I didn't say they do.
No, and the Bears said that as well. But
maybe control their own destiny.
Yeah. Well, they need LSU to. If LSU were to lose tonight or to lose to Georgia, and SC wins tonight and they win next week, SC's in.
Wouldn't you think right now? I mean, it's hard to imagine that Georgia, TCU, and Michigan, even with a loss next week, you would think that they all 3 would be in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you could make a case for that.
Hey guys, if I can interrupt for a second, the helmet came off or under a minute. There was the potential for a 10-second runoff. SC opted to take a timeout to avoid the runoff.
Save the 10 seconds. Good.
But if they hadn't, there would have been a 10-second runoff.
Great up.
Bill, we're having our big picture conversation. Bill's on it, but they still have 2 timeouts left. So time not really an issue here. The issue is, can they punch it into the end zone? Get this back to a 10-point lead. They'll add a little bit of time back to the game clock, so 52 seconds now. Free play. He drew him offside. Williams, will he take a shot at the end zone? And with his free play, he's still backpedaling and just heaves it downfield into traffic. Didn't really matter. Irish, you're going to lose 5 yards on the penalty there. But even an incompletion that doesn't count is entertaining, man.
I'm up here holding my breath. This is stuff you usually see in, a superstar in high school football does this stuff. You don't really see these plays in college.
2 flags then, by the way, Kirk. A late flag came out in the end zone. The first is going to be the Irish jumping offside.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, number 7 is declined. Holding, number 11 is accepted. Half the distance to the goal, penalty, first down.
So Ramon Henderson guilty of the hold in the end zone. That's a far more costly penalty as the football's moved inside the 6.
And Henderson has been out there when Xavier Watts came off the field. He and DJ Brown right now, the safeties, but he just came in for Xavier Watts, who limped off and makes a mistake there to give SC huge break with field position.
Jones but he swung. Williams fooled me, fooled the defense, kept it. A keeper for a touchdown, and Caleb Williams having an outstanding half. Thrown for 1, run for 1. That's one of his arsenals. Oh, did he give a little Heisman pose as he moved to the sideline?
Did he really?
He's not caught up in that. The coaches say it's all about the team. He is not exactly living in a silo. He understands the context, but he hasn't talked or focused much on the Heisman Trophy. But he knows a big performance tonight will put him in position.
And Chris, usually on these zone reads, you're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. Here, they're going inside here to make the read on whether to hand it off or to pull it. So he's on the inside on Riley Mills right there. He takes the back, no problem. I'll pull it out and I'll walk into the end zone. So really good job of staying on that mesh point, ride it, make that big defensive lineman take 6, you pull it out, and then you're able to get into the end zone for a touchdown.
That's a late pull, isn't it? He saw the back was getting swallowed up.
Yep.
A little risky. You don't want to lose the exchange. You got to have strong hands, right, to execute that.
And again, if you ask any defensive coordinator out there watching right now, their worst nightmares, not just him scrambling around and creating and all the off-schedule stuff. You throw in his ability to run 6, 8, 10 times with those zone reads. It is such a difficult offensive package that Lincoln Riley has when his quarterback has that mobility along with his ability to throw and do what they like to do through the air.
8th rushing touchdown. He's got more rushing yards for an SC quarterback than anybody since 65. Tyree, with about 30 seconds to go before halftime, is knocked down. Well, the exclusive reveal of the CFP matchups in the Fiesta and Peach Bowls. Those are the 2 semifinal sites. New Year's Eve on ESPN. Reese, Kurt, I'll be a little part of that. Everybody
you'll be
on hand there. 12 noon Eastern time, 9 Pacific. Next Sunday, December 4th. After Sunday NFL Countdown.
I got a voicemail earlier this week said you're flying in for that. I was like, what? I was like, what? I didn't know Chris is coming in this year.
Flying into Connecticut?
Yeah.
You better check your sources. Well, the Irish here had a chance to get a stop after they had momentum and reduce the damage, but SC's 75-yard drive in 10 plays, Kirk, has padded this lead. Styles scoots out of bounds, and that was an important moment in this game. Williams able to execute down there in the red zone.
Yep, and again, Notre Dame deferred, so that they're going to get the ball to start the second half. A little surprised that they're being aggressive. 3 timeouts, 17 seconds, not necessarily their wheelhouse, this aspect of the offense.
It shows trust for Pine. I'm surprised they're throwing the ball here too. You would have expected a couple of runs, go in, talk about it, and come out with the football down 10. Pine, look out from the blind side. Tui Peloto got him down and in danger of losing the football there. He held on to it, but that's going to be the end of the half.
Well, he is so dangerous when all year in the Pac-12, 49 off the edge. That's why I said I'm surprised such little time left that they try to make a play and it almost cost them there with a strip sack.
So Caleb Williams, 10 of 13, 146, a passing and a rushing touchdown, and the lead is 10 to Holly.
Well, Coach, on that last touchdown, Caleb Williams riding that mesh point to perfection. What did you see on that play?
Yeah, we blocked it well. It was a good read by Caleb. His running skills obviously show up and did big there for us.
His escapability, keeping plays alive. What's going through your mind when you see him back there extending?
I'm used to it, so I'm kind of used to seeing him run around. He's had a couple he should have got rid of, but he's playing like a baller.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
It's entertaining, man. It's not just what you do statistically. It's can you provide those moments of magic? Can you make memorable plays? And Williams checks that box big time.
Yeah, and that last quote pretty much summed it up. Yeah, I don't know. He's playing like a baller. I mean, that was pretty much his first half.
SC, their playoff chances on the line, up 10 at the break. The Capital One halftime report is coming up right after these messages.
Time performers. Dan, who you got?
I have J.J. McCarthy with no Blake Corum today, and Ohio State committed to stopping the run. What did he do? He threw for 263 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also added 27 yards rushing and another touchdown, played at a high level, throwing the ball deep down the field in the dominating win over Ohio State.
It was all about explosive plays. We were expecting
plays,
that from the Buckeyes, right? Staying with the quarterbacks, who you got?
Absolutely. Alabama quarterback Bryce.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, Saturday, December 31st on ESPN.
And will USC be in them? Set for the second half here at the Coliseum. Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One. This presentation of the Pac-12 on ESPN. Pac-12 hasn't had a playoff team in the last 5 years. Drew Pine and the Irish would like to keep that streak alive, but they get the football with just their 4th meaningful possession of the night. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Holly Rowe. USC has possessed the football. Williams has been efficient. The Irish haven't had it much, just 23 plays run.
I can't believe 3 possessions. And then they kill the clock there at the end of the half. They cannot run the football in the first half. I mean, Drew Pine's got to make plays. But Chris, the big advantage coming into this game was Notre Dame's offensive line play over the last 5 weeks, their ability to run the ball and set up the play action. And we just got to give SC a lot of credit with the movement they've had up front.
It's an SC defense that has been gashed for the running game. You look at them on the hook, they don't look like a Pete Carroll era. This is a group that's got a lot of rebuilding to do, but they are playing hard tonight and playing smart. They've been scrappy. Let's see what Pine can do. He was 8 for 8 in the first half. Holly.
Well, Marcus Freeman said that they have to keep doing what they're doing. They only had 3 drives in the first half. One was a 3-and-out. The second one, they went for it in 4th and short and didn't make it. But the third, they started to execute and get some activity. He said, we have to keep running the ball, tire out that defensive front. And then defensively, they can't get discouraged. They've got Caleb Williams on the run. They're just not containing him. He said he's a spinner. We've got to keep going to his uphill shoulder, not his downhill where he escapes and gets out of it.
They practice all those techniques, but it's hard to execute in the fury of the moment there. And Williams has been mesmerized.
Just backing out on you. It's hard to figure out which angle to take. Just backpedaling, baiting you.
Power formation, tight ends bunch to the right, and they hand it straight ahead. Now, it's a modest gain. They expect to be able to run through an SC defense that's had trouble stopping the run.
It'll be interesting to see with Tommy Rees and the adjustments they make in this second half. Harry Heastain, one of the better offensive line coaches in the country. You know, they've got to be able to get their linemen to have better opportunities to be able to work up to that second level and get their backs running downhill. Just to not see that at all.
Pine delivers, and it's another catch by Mayer. Pine still perfect tonight. Mayer moves the sticks out across the 40.
Really good job here of working and being patient. You have 2 tight ends right here. Watch how you see Mayer from the inside, work to the outside off that collision, and then a good tight throw there between that flat defender and the linebacker that started to work there to the outside. Go forth. So good job, good rhythm there on the throw there by Drew Pine.
Another 3 tight ends set for the Irish on first down. Lindsey, the only receiver. Pine on the move, fires into heavy traffic. They had Mayer surrounded. Pine found him, makes the catch inside the 40.
How did he get this in there? I mean, they got look at the line of scrimmage. You go with 2 tight ends, you're going to get a 9-man front. Just a force gets off the fake, but look at this throw. Look where he puts this in. I mean, again, I know you love the big guys, 6'5", 260, but I really thought 4 Williams would get in there to knock that away. There's 5 SC defenders, and Drew Pine puts it right on the money.
15 and 20-yard pass plays. Now they check it down. Diggs out of the backfield with a stiff arm and is muscled out by Bryson Shaw.
You know,
he trusts Mayer, I'll say that.
He does. I don't blame him. I mean, he's an NFL tight end playing on Saturdays for this Notre Dame offense, and I don't blame Drew Pine. Sometimes he's probably a little guilty of predetermining. I'm going to 87. I don't care what they do, but at least these last couple throws, you know, they may have to throw the ball to get that 8-9-man front, look to back up a bit, and then you can maybe start to run when the numbers aren't as aggressive.
Diggs on the delay, dragged down. They do preach to Pine all the time, don't force the ball to 87. That's where some of the mistakes have happened. Holly?
Drew Pine is actually getting that chemistry and going to Mayer because they are best friends. Drew Pine was the first in his class to commit to this group, and he said, I FaceTimed Michael Mayer every single day. He's here in a Notre Dame uniform in large part because of my recruiting. You can see that chemistry, big time throw and catch from the 2 best friends.
He was bragging on his recruiting ability. But that's what you're supposed to do when you're an early signee as a quarterback. They need 4 in this 3rd down. Estime is the back this time. Mayer motions over there. Now a conversation. Little confusion here, and the play clock's at 5. They spend a timeout. Now they're going to run the play. And it's a first down. Downhill goes Estime. That's what Irish fans expected to see more of.
Well, the reason there was this confusion is look inside here. I mean, I know you want to throw it to the big guy, but if you have that look, finally the offensive linemen are able to get up to the linebackers. So a good job by Drew Pine saying, wait a second, 87, I love you. You got to come down and block somebody. We can run for the first down. Great job.
Very unusual defensive alignment by SC that time.
It had to be a mistake.
And a fumble on the exchange, and the Trojans have it. Raylan Goforth as Pine didn't quite execute the mesh point like Williams did, and that is a crushing turnover.
Well, there looked to be some confusion with Jaden Thomas coming in motion. Chris, look at the timing of this motion and watch how it affects the mesh point. Actually, it's not Jaden Thomas. It's right there is where Thomas comes over. It was after the snap. I think that affected Drew Pine. There's the motion by Colsey. There's the mesh point. He starts to pull it out. He was going to work that edge and throw the football potentially to Jaden Thomas, but he couldn't get the ball out in time, and SC catches a break while Notre Dame was charging down the field.
This is what the Trojan defense has done all season long, though. 18 interceptions and now 25 total takeaways. Pine is just livid with himself. They're telling him to move on, shake it off, but that's a tough one.
Yep. Puts more pressure on this Irish defense.
It's Williams in motion. He catches it behind the line. Addison throws a block, and he just makes dudes miss. And it's a first down.
That was a great job of leveraging the football. I mean, that's a true freshman in Jaden Mickey, who has the edge of that defense. He's out here to the outside. He leverages the football, meaning you got to get out here, right? Force him back to the inside, but you got to slow him down.
He's an explosive guy. He's a deep threat. They haven't used him that way tonight, but you can see with the ball in his hands, he can create. Jones, little stutter step delay, and now he's in the clear. Barreling into the secondary, dragging dudes down near the 35-yard line. Austin Jones is having a big night.
I'll tell you who's having a big night is Justin Dedich, the right guard, 57. Nice job of just sealing that inside, opened that up, made a great block on Howard Cross. And then Jones, who's not necessarily known for getting out in the open field and being able to be spectacular, but I'll tell you, when he's had his chances, he's able to run through those linebacker arm tackles and pick up a lot of yards after contact.
Done a great job since Dye went down. Had a $120 and 2 touches against UCLA last week. And he is closing in on 100 yards tonight. Play clock at 2. Late pressure. Jones again gets through it. Dragging people. This is an inspired evening by Austin Jones. Good blocking up front, but the running back is creating on his own too.
Yeah. Leofau on the blitz right there up the middle. Now you got the 2 backers. Bertrand's right there. I mean, you're a very sure tackler. But again, yards after contact for the transfer from Stanford, Austin Jones.
Adam Malola just trying to grab and hold on, but Jones running with passion tonight. Out the play fake, Williams. Catch made down in close. Taj Washington caught it. Defenders weren't looking, and the Trojans set up first and goal.
Well, I thought Kaiser may have a chance to make a play on the ball, 24, but by the time he realized the ball's in the air, unable to make a play on it, good focus downfield.
And with tempo, Williams flips it in the flat to Mario Williams, who fights back to the line of scrimmage.
How in the world did Taj Washington bring that in? I mean, and the throw up high over the top of Kaiser, over his head. Kaiser can't adjust. And a great job by Washington. 5'11", 175, goes up in traffic and makes that play.
Like a sidearm pitch, like right on the outside corner, right? Perfectly in the strike zone.
There's Washington being checked out after that great catch.
A couple of tight ends in there for the Trojans on 2nd and goal. On the move, Williams flips it, and it's knocked loose. It's a nice play coming up to jar the ball loose with Xavier Watts. Knocked it out of Lake McCree's hands.
Good job at taking away Mario Williams. He goes in motion. Look at the defense react in man-to-man coverage, getting out there in time before he could make that throw to the corner. He had to adjust and come back inside to LaCree, the tight end.
Big play here, Kirk. Now, so 4-point play and a chance to keep it within 2 scores if the Irish keep out of the end zone. An SC touchdown would be huge for their cause right here. Raleek Brown has it, and he'll just walk in. Nobody over there in that corner, and USC pulling away from the Irish. What happened there to the edge?
They put 2 tight ends to the left on this side. Look at the Notre Dame defense over here. Nobody has the edge to the right. He's reading that, realizes he's got the corner. One of the fastest players on the team, Brown, the true freshman, just walks into the end zone.
There was no one to block for Caleb. I'll just meet you in the end zone.
Yeah, hey, let's go.
Well, they get the fumble on the exchange by Notre Dame, and they take it the other way. 74 yards in 7 plays. USC up 17 midway third quarter.
On the captain.
Well, tomorrow morning, Sunday NFL Countdown. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow sitting down for an interview with Alex Smith. And a Monday night, Heisman finalist a year ago, Kenny Pickett, kind of struggling with the Steelers. They'll go to Indy to take on Matt Ryan and the Colts. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. ESPN Deportes and the app. What a swing there. The Irish had a drive going, try to cut the lead to 3. The fumbled exchange, the first turnover of the night. And Williams and the Trojans just march it down the field pretty quickly. Inside of 3 minutes, and the lead is now 17. Here's the Modelo fighting spirit moment. More of the heroics of Caleb.
Yeah, we saw a lot in the first half. He didn't necessarily put up a ton of yards, but it was a highlight show. The off-schedule plays, look at him baiting the defensive lineman, extending a play for nearly 5 seconds. Love his vision downfield when he does extend the awareness on that read play. The interior lineman that collapses down, and I think he's feeling Heisman as much as we're talking about it up here.
So the Irish now face their largest deficit of the season. An offense not exactly built for explosive comebacks. They just kind of keep with plan A, and they give it to Estime.
Notre Dame's defense trying to do the best job they can. See the numbers outside of the pocket. He's been under duress. He's still 5 of 7, 85 yards. And look at third down. That's getting it done when there's pressure.
Pretty much what he's done all season long.
Yep.
Maybe not everybody paying attention. His estimate bounces it, and he's going to get knocked out. So Notre Dame keeps it on the ground, but gets a big play as Shane Lee, who's had a good night, missed the tackle that time.
They call him Baby Bus because of plays like this. Shane Lee, you said he's had a pretty good night. He's there again to make a play, and there's Baby Bus. When he runs downhill with the size that he has at over 230 pounds, that's where he can bounce off of those linebackers.
The Baby Bus, of course, and the Jerome Bettis, the former Irish great. Is there such a thing as a baby bus? A mini bus? Or Pine, boom, hits, he throws, but gets it off to Styles, who has some space here and fights for a first down to the 30.
Well, it's nice to see Lorenzo Styles have a chance to be able to make plays with a little bit of space around him. He's got great size and speed, can get downfield, but also I think Marcus Freeman realizes his potential, just a matter of being consistent. Make a play like that, turn around and get upfield, get as many yards as you can.
Interesting, Kirk. You know, Pine hasn't thrown an incompletion, but he's got to shake off that mistake of the fumble. He was really mad at himself.
Yeah, right in this area, right here.
Run back to work here. Another efficient drive. Empty backfield. 5 receivers in the pattern here. Blake like that at 1. Final take off. Tucks it and picks up about 7.
And it was a look that they haven't really shown yet tonight. Once they motioned and put Tyree out of the backfield, you know, you had basically that empty 5 wide receiver look, but there's nobody left in the box. So everybody covering all over the field. They rushed 3. Nobody left to pick up Drew Pine. They're not necessarily threatened by him pulling it down and running. So great job on 1st and 10 of picking up 7 yards.
Estime in the game, but he's lined up as a wide receiver. Again, empty backfield, 5 receiver look. Hine will launch downfield. Caught, touchdown! Deion Colzie. And the Irish strike quickly and have life.
You got to believe in these receivers to make plays, and Colzie's nearly 6'4", and he's one-on-one right here on the boundary. Great job. The safety comes down. That creates the one-on-one matchup. And Colzie, again, with his size and speed, and the fact that Covington never locates the football, allows Colzie to come back and make that catch.
Some of the throws tonight that Pine has made into very tight coverage, precise, accurate throws.
Well, man, still.
Yeah, perfect.
13 of 13.
So the Irish, not known for quick strikes, manage one there. They sprint 75 yards in under 2.5 minutes and cut the lead back to 10.
Taco Bell.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One on ABC, is brought to you by Taco Bell. Vote for this month's Live Más student section on the Taco Bell app.
Never forget being in Notre Dame Stadium, that top 10 matchup. Game known as the Bush Push. Liner to Jarrett and that final drive, and then Reggie Bush muscled across the end zone. It wasn't considered kosher back then. Of course, they changed the rule and allow that. And College Game Day was there that day. Next week, headed to Arlington, Texas to preview the Big 12 championship game. Game Day will lead right into that affair at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
TCU still waiting to find out who they're going to play. K-State leading Kansas at the break. If the Purple Cats can hold that lead, they'll rematch with TCU. It was a 10-point win by the Frogs in Fort Worth. A good ball game.
You and I will call that ball game.
Excited to call that ball game.
Excited.
Check in with Kevin Nagandi.
Chris, now for our Dr. Pepper Fansville studio update to College Station. Number 5 LSU in trouble. Connor Wegman and Moose Muhammad. And how about Texas A&M up 31-17 early in the fourth quarter over on ESPN. Chris Kirk, back to you.
It's a dismal season for the Aggies. They're the most disappointing team in the country, but doggone it if they didn't rise up and potentially spoil the playoff bid for LSU. That changes the complexion of the SEC championship game.
Yeah, it sure does. USC, of course, trying to close off tonight, win next week, and have a real good chance of getting into the top 4 if they do that.
Everybody's saying, though, assuming LSU would win that game, that if they beat Georgia as SEC champs with wins over Bama and the Dogs, the first ever 2-loss team in the playoff, but a 3-loss team?
I don't.
You can't lose to College Station and expect to get in the CFP. Doesn't matter what you do in Atlanta. They could just spoil Georgia's hopes and potentially shut out the SEC, or Georgia would drop.
I think Georgia would just slide down in their seeding. I think they've done enough to be in. But I think if USC fans that are watching this game are loving seeing that score.
Jones again. They're loving seeing this. He is over 100 yards for the second consecutive game, Austin Jones. 7.1 a carry.
Mason Murphy, a good job of pulling around and open this up. You get a good block from the left guard. Dedich that time. Man, this offensive line working in sync tonight to open up some nice running lanes. Look at Austin Jones, 7.1 yards a carry.
You thought the trenches, Notre Dame had to win in that area to have success, and SC's guys have done far better than most expected, really on offense and defense. Short gain that time for Jones.
That was a big question coming into this year. Was knew about Caleb Williams, all these great receiver transfers that they brought in, but could Lincoln Riley develop an offensive line and develop continuity? And they've been able to do that as this year has gone on.
It's really the steadiest part of the roster. They didn't have to bring in a whole bunch of new guys there. They had some veteran guys who played a lot of football. Williams keeps it, makes a cut. Looked like he was going to get knocked out the line of scrimmage. Xavier Watts does bring him down, but he picks up about 4. Third down now.
I think that's what you make the play out in space. You get him to third down, but Yeah, he's such a different style of runner because of how strong his lower half is. But Notre Dame's able to keep him short, see what they do if they apply pressure. They've been blitzing these backers led by Bertrand quite a bit. Walked up right now.
3 guys bunched to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Here comes pressure, ball out quickly, catch made. And Malik Brown, who just scored the touchdown on the run, beginning to make an impact in this game, the true freshman.
That was pretty easy, where you get so much attention on Addison. But watch Caleb Williams look out there and say, okay, no problem. I'll throw it out there to Brown if you're going to give him that big a cushion. Well, the attention spent on Addison. Use Addison downfield. Nobody sits up tight in the flat on 3rd and short. And easy decision and throw for the first down.
Malik Brown playing this game with a heavy heart. Modern day in the alma mater lost to St. John Bosco, a huge CAF showdown in the Rose Bowl last night. 29-game winning streak for Modern Day snap last night.
Wow.
Collision in the backfield. Who's got the football? It's Williams, and he'll just slide down. There was a traffic jam there behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was one of the first mistakes we've really seen. That was Michael Jackson just running right into the backfield there in Barlow. Boom, big collision. So what the heck? I'll take it myself. I mean, look at it. He's still riding that mesh. He still was like, Barlow, you going to take it? Am I going to take it?
Smart decision eventually to pull that ball out.
Just live for the next play.
Second and 13 after the loss. Williams has time against the 4-man rush. Backpedaling, scanning, now running out of time. Circling back. Joystick on the move again. Are you kidding me? Caleb Williams dancing, cutting, mesmerizing run by the quarterback. Finally dragged down at the 20. It's a highlight reel tonight.
He did the Heisman pose earlier. If he wants to do the Heisman pose after this play, I'm okay with it. This is absurd. Just dancing around, you got a hold of him. This is what's crazy is you keep contained. He cuts back underneath it, and he's not looking to get down. He's just a smart runner in that open field and so elusive to go with that power.
He's funny, he ran out of gas. Bertrand ran him down.
I'm done. First down.
Wow, it's been fun to watch this guy tonight, and not enough people around the country have appreciated him. The Heisman is the chant in the Coliseum, serenaded by the fans right now. Jones off the left side, smashing down inside the 10. Austin Jones powering his way to a huge night.
What did I tell you after that one of the last big plays and scrambles that he had when he threw it? I said it kills the spirit of a defense when a quarterback maneuvers around and makes a play like that, and the very next play it shows in the fatigue, mental and physical fatigue, with another big run.
And they're playing with tempo. And Lake McCree, the tight end, makes a catch, and they finally drag him down to the 2. Yeah, this is an Irish defense on the ropes right now.
Yeah, and I think that's why anytime they get into the low red area down inside that 10-yard line, you start to see Lincoln Riley typically go into that attack mode. They're doing a really nice job of varying their tempos, but more often than not, they get the right personnel group in here. They like to go fast. Yeah, Notre Dame trying to do a good job of getting some guys off the field.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. They will not snap the ball here. Each team puts a touchdown on the board in the 3rd, and we're back to that 10-point lead entering the final quarter, but the Trojans threatening to stretch it out. USC trying to get closer to playoff consideration. Final quarter back after this message, and a word for your local ABC station.
It was a night.
Aerial coverage brought to you by Goodyear. Road tested and game ready. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. Tradition here to light the cauldron at the beginning of the 4th quarter of USC games. The Olympics heading back to LA for the 3rd time, and the Coliseum will be seeing a part of the opening ceremonies. They're going to split it. Have the ceremonial stuff here. The athletes will actually march in over at SoFi,
wow,
which is where the championship game for college football is this year. They'll have the track put back in. SC will have to shift some home games.
Incredible.
2028.
1928, I tell you.
Only 100 years off. 2nd and goal. Tight end to the backfield. They fake it to him. Williams on the move. He'll just saunter into the end zone, looking back at the Irish defense. Second rushing touchdown for Caleb. SC answers the answer by Notre Dame.
He was again trying to find the freshman Brown over here, but watch him get tied up at the line of scrimmage with the backer. Eyes go there, no problem. There's no edge to the defense. And once he turns the corner, nobody can keep up with him.
He gave Jack Kaiser a little look back as he kind of went across in second gear. He's enjoying himself tonight, Caleb Williams. Doesn't talk about the Heisman. His teammates and his coaches say. Doesn't think as much about individual stuff, but he's well aware of what a big night for himself could mean. Going to be a third USC quarterback. They're putting the crown on him at this point.
At Domino's, Nick.
How about this play? This will be, Chris hosts the Heisman Trophy. I have a feeling this play might be displayed that evening. Look how many yards he runs on this scramble. I think it ends up being over 80 yards and a first down.
Well, these two quarterbacks were the two odds maker leaders for the Heisman coming in. I think the facial expressions seem to indicate what happened today. Stroud threw for a lot of yards, 2 picks, and these are the season stats. And it's a little difficult to make a case for Stroud over Williams. You might look around the country and say, is Max Duggan at TCU a contender if they win next week? He certainly had a great season, clutch competitor. Williams has been, in most people's opinions, in a class by himself at the quarterback position this year. Student section here. Taco Bell has the Live Moss Student Section of the Year contest going all season long. Trojans haven't lost here this season. Of course, this being Thanksgiving weekend, a lot of students went home for Thanksgiving. Many made their way back today. And those who did are having a party. The lead is back to 17. Serious urgency for Pine and the Irish to keep answering and then hope they can get a stop against Williams. Last time they had the football, scored pretty quickly. Pine to Mayer one more time. Short gain, his 6th catch of the night, picks up 5.
That time Alex Grinch had Bryson Shaw, the nickelback, up close to the line of scrimmage, just trying to disrupt the timing, trying to beat up the big talented tight end to try to slow him down on his route. Still was able to shake him and get free.
This time Mayer is split out wide to the left of the formation. Motions back in. Pine looking for him again. There's a cushion there. Hard hit. He'll move the sticks across the 35.
As much as we've talked about Caleb Williams, we've had, I think, just as much fun talking about Michael Mayer. 3rd year starting tight end for this offense. Keep talking about his size because he is prototypical as far as the tight end and what he can do. You know, you're either an inline guy or a flex guy. And in Mayer's case, he's both. With the size to play in line and become a better blocker, came in with great wide receiver skills.
Pine steps up, presses the ball downfield, and that's the first incompletion tonight. He was 15 for 15, short hopped it to Styles that time.
Yeah, he nice job of protection. Actually had his intended target open. If he been able to pull the trigger a little sooner, Styles was coming clear on that deep over route. Just short hops it.
15 for 15 to start a game. Notre Dame record. Pine didn't care about that. Just finding a way to continually make plays, his only focus. Empty backfield again. 3-man rush. Crossing route. And they check it down this time to Jaden Thomas, and it's another first down in SC territory.
This is a good job right here. Works inside and then back outside. And watch Bryson Shaw here. Comes down, kind of gets caught with his eyes in the backfield and loses the coverage that he had on Thomas. And again, great recognition and being decisive there by Pine, getting the ball out quicker.
Pine pulls it, scrambles, slips as he throws, and a sliding grab is made. Braden Lindsey.
Well, there was a lot going on there, and I thought SC was able to get pressure on him, but he's able to avoid that pressure, and these receivers are starting to make plays. This ball's underthrown, comes back to it. Good job of getting his arms underneath the ball before it hits the surface, and another completion in big yards for Notre Dame. This offense, they're not known for this, man. Like, they've not had a lot of success throwing the ball to receivers this year, and they're hanging in there.
His plant foot was sliding around as he let the ball go. Pine has time, flips to the end zone, and it's incomplete. A flag came out. Very lucky because Blackman and Bullock collided and broke up the chance for the other guy to make the interception.
I think USC's got a holding call on Thomas, who is the intended target.
Defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So it wouldn't have mattered, but you talk about two DBs getting in each other's way.
Watch the blitz here and watch the protection. This offensive line does a nice job picking that up. He steps up, just puts the ball up. It looks like he threw to nobody, but you see 83 Thomas there was held to prevent, you see his arms go up, prevent him from getting into the position. And here he's 27 grabs right there. That's Bryson Shaw.
Sets the Irish up at the 11. Tyree makes a cut, shimmies, and stretches down to the 5. This has been impressive. Notre Dame must score quickly. They haven't stopped SC. Trojans touchdowns in the last 3 possessions. They've scored 5 of the last 6. So this is essential to, as Tyree limps off, to get points quickly and then try to manufacture a stop somehow, a takeaway maybe.
Yeah, a takeaway is probably going to be your best bet, but they're moving us just about 3 minutes on this drive and already down near the 5-yard line. Got to believe the big man is going to be involved down here.
Diggs powering near the goal line. Touchdown. The Irish do respond and tighten that gap up again. A 75-yard drive, Kirk. Less than 3.5 minutes.
Good job there by Logan Diggs. Tough running. Good job of the right side of this offensive line. Watch Blake Fisher. Little kick down underneath. Seal that edge. He runs right through the arm tackle of Eric Gentry.
Trojans being looked at in the end zone. Good power.
Oh yeah.
By Diggs to lean across. Been tough for these Irish runners to earn yards. Diggs just 2.6 per carry tonight, but an important touchdown. I believe that's Raylan Goforth, the linebacker for SC, being looked at by the athletic training staff. So the PAT would cut the lead back to 10. And then it's up to Notre Dame's defense to try to find a way to stop Williams, which few people have done all season. Goforth is able to sit up here. They've got his right hand, you can see, is already wrapped up. And they help him up. He's a senior from St. John Bosco. We talked about one of the great high school programs here that won a championship last night.
A lot of great high school football in this area.
Put about 20,000 in the Rose Bowl for that game.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Irish have had these 2 touchdown drives, have been 75 yards. They've been in 227 and 324. Here it is last night. St. John Bosco's in the blue here.
Speaking my lingo here at the Rose Bowl, big high school matchup.
The speed.
Hotter days. I mean, I don't know how many D1 players are on that field. I'm going to guess between the 2 teams, probably, if you include the underclassmen, probably 15 to 20. Be my guess.
It's an enormous win. 29-game winning streak snapped. Look at the Trojans. 13 guys in the field represented by those 2 high schools. 13.
Yeah, there it is. I think Bill's saying they're going to review this. Going to review if he got across.
Yeah, they're taking a look as he fell down.
Did the ball break the plane?
That's
in the
tough
right
thing.
arm.
From the angles we're seeing here, I don't think that's indisputable evidence.
That's a touchdown, isn't it?
his forearm's down.
Well, tell me when he's down. Bill, I think he's breaking the plane here, but I appreciate we're going to make sure.
Not down yet.
He's
ball is crossed.
Ball's crossed, touchdown. Yeah, the pylon cam should save the day.
The progressive pylon cam is always great on those shots right there, right down the line.
As long as you don't have a player or official in the way.
That's true.
This is an ACC crew, the visiting team, Notre Dame, getting the officials that they typically work with. That's part of the contract. They haven't had a lot to do tonight. Only 2 penalties on each team.
You know, if you put a shot clock on the ACC review, it works. They work. I think they're the #1 seed. They do a great job. Bill, you agree with that? ACC review, the timing on how quickly. I think they're the best.
If that's true, then they've made a comeback, because that did not used to be the case, in my opinion.
No, but we've had them a couple.
What do you think
this year? And I think the on-field officiating and the replay has been. And the plays that replays reverse tonight.
Yep,
they're made for replay.
Perfect.
You know.
Yep.
So Blake Groupie, Arkansas State transfer. PAT makes it a 10-point game, so Notre Dame very much alive in this, but can they stop Williams? 11-29, the lead is again 10.
The Venture
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Making the journey to beautiful downtown Los Angeles and Thanksgiving week, Curtis Wilson, our All-State bus driver. Where's the All-State mayhem moment? I have an idea where it might be.
I think you got to go back to Columbus, Ohio, where I started this morning with College Game Day, and a tight game for a half, and then Michigan, much like last year, pulls away, plays with confidence. Big plays by J.J. McCarthy, big plays by the running game led by Donovan Edwards. Really, that was the story for their offense. They get a turnover late to seal the deal, and J.J. McCarthy having a little fun there at the end of the game with a little wave.
28-3 run, and they did it again. I mean, physically imposing 15 play 8-minute drive.
Yeah, but what felt different is McCarthy's mobility and the play action pass off of what they can do at the line of scrimmage. Really, I think they're different as they get ready for the Big Ten championship and then into the playoff than what happened last year with their matchup against Georgia. It's a different offense.
Hallie?
Well, Caleb Williams having such an awesome night tonight, and I got a chance to really talk with him this year about his plan. He's had a plan since childhood. He's had a dietitian since he was very young. He was getting up at 5 a.m. and going through a workout with his dad before school. Then he'd go to football practice and have another workout after that. He's been very goal-oriented. He said, I have an incredible time management system. I write down everything. I make sure I accomplish it. And while this looks carefree and easy and flowing tonight, this is an absolutely detailed, dialed-in plan since childhood that's allowing him to thrive in this moment.
Well said, Holly. Well said.
It's a great counterpoint because he is extremely buttoned up, meticulous, routine-driven. He gets out in the field, and it does all flow. And it just feels like it's very instinctive and improvisational, but nothing he does is by accident.
Well, when you work as hard as he works, and Holly makes an interesting point. Dietitian. Think about the sacrifice. It's one thing to have a dietitian right now when you're about to win the Heisman. You go back to when he's a young man with big dreams and big goals. That's fascinating. And a heck of a commitment at an early age. What do you say? I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. Jay-Z?
Yeah, it's been a family operation for sure from the start. Jones knocked down short of the marker here. SC, 5 of the last 6 possessions have produced points. 4 touchdowns and a field goal. And again, the last 3 possessions for Riley have reached the end zone.
Well, you talk about Lincoln Riley coming over from Oklahoma, second year with Caleb Williams. All the attention on Caleb Williams, and it should be. But second year in this transfer portal where 19 transfers came in to play for Lincoln Riley. The one guy, well, Mario Williams as well, but the one guy that really needed to come in was Caleb Williams coming over from Oklahoma, second year now, running this system. And third down tonight's been great, 7 of 9. Oh, movement.
The flinch up there, yeah. Yep. Irish shifted around.
False start, offense, number 19.
That's Malcolm Epps, one of those guys who came from Texas.
It wasn't just a shift, it was the move. The linebacker yells move, which he's allowed to do when you see movement up front. But that call from the backer that intensity is what made him flinch. Sometimes when backers just yell that movement without anybody moving, you'll get a delay of game called on the defense. But you saw that front move around.
See if it makes a difference. 3rd and 6 now.
You better contain 13.
Yeah, different kind of a call here. You got an empty backfield, and you figure to see more wizardry from Williams. Flex a low snap, gets the ball out quickly, and the catch is made by Brendan Rice, who breaks free. Rice on the perimeter, a flag out very late, way behind the play. Jaden Mickey whiffed on the tackle.
Did it again. All the receivers except one off to the right. You include the tight end, you got 4 into the boundary. They keep showing this look. They're just trying to isolate a receiver. This time it's Rice.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down.
You got 4 receivers into the boundary, and you got 1 receiver. Look at all those defenders into the boundary. Okay, we'll take this one-on-one matchup on 3rd down. Back shoulder, and there's the grab of the back of the helmet, which is another way of seeing a face mask. That's a true freshman. I actually did get a hold of it underneath, and look at the flip of the field after the conversion and the penalty.
Ball moves 40 yards. Kirk 25 in the pass, 15 more on the flag, sets them up with a 31. That was a 3rd and 6. Remember, a chance for Notre Dame to get off the field. Cool delivery by Williams, and then Rice did the rest. Jones on the delay, hops sideways, and then just powers forward for about 9 more. Austin Jones, a huge story tonight. The quarterback will get the headlines and the highlights, but the work done by number 6 of the guys up front's been enormous.
Yeah, great job by Monheim and Murphy pulling around, and the jump cut there. Austin Jones taking on all the weight of this running game with Travis Dye down, and last week against UCLA, and now tonight doing a heck of a job. 146 yards now at 7 yards a clip.
Jason Ademilola was down, got up, and struggled to get off the field. And this Irish defense, you've seen their offense respond, but they have just not been able to stop number 13, number 6.
8 of 10 on 3rd down. Can't get off the field. 8 of 10.
No hurry here. They'll use a good bit of the play clock. Jones again, and a flag comes in. He gets the 1st down, but this isn't an area that typically you'd see a holding call.
Yeah, Monheim 79 that time just grabbed onto a blitzing
Holding.
backer.
Offense number 79, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, Luafau coming right here, and watch the right guard. He starts to work on a double team, then says, "Whoa!"
Lassoed him pretty good. Instead of a 1st down, it backs up to 2nd and 11 here. Gets that look. Checks with Riley.
It's
make
fun.
their adjustments.
So much fun to watch Lincoln Riley work with his quarterbacks. It's like I always said in the Stanford game, it's like he's playing quarterback himself. He just happens to be on the sideline.
Riley wanted a flag there. Then the play clock ran out. There was no whistle for an encroachment.
Delay game.
Yep.
Offense.
5-yard
penalty. 2nd down.
Official coming in to correct this. I think he got an official timeout call by Lincoln Riley before that delay. They're going to work together as officials, see if they can all get on the same page. Lincoln Riley's pretty confident he got the timeout.
Keeps it a 2nd and 11 play.
Teamwork here.
Timeout was not called before the play clock expired. Delay game penalty is enforced.
Riley begs to differ. Let's check out the old replay of the coach.
He's coming. Yeah, he got down the sideline a little bit too late. I thought he might have gotten there just in time.
Was Leofau jumping in there? Like he's done it a lot tonight, trying to kind of show late pressure. That time he got Williams' attention to veer off of the play clock. 3 penalties from SC on this drive. They're trying to overcome a lot. Of course, there was the 15-yarder on Notre Dame.
And the holding call that pushed him back. And now you've got this delay of game. Probably only to set up more theatrics from Caleb Williams is my guess.
It's a master plan. Right. 2nd and 16. Straightforward drop back and escapes pressure. Well, not so fast. Late flag comes in. Williams still alive. Are you kidding me? They simply can't get him to the ground, and he flings it off the hands of Austin Jones. There was a flag about 15 seconds ago early in the play. They simply cannot get their arms on this guy.
I know. This one would have come back because Monheim got caught on another hold, but it sure is fun to watch 13. What the heck?
Not any fun for that Notre Dame defense.
Holding offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Trojans had 2 penalties all night. They got 4 now in this drive.
And there he is again. That's one way to stop 13, right? Couple holding calls.
Well, in your theory, it sets them up for even more theatrics here. It's 2nd and 26.
Everybody we talked to from Notre Dame this week, Al Golden and Marcus Freeman most notably, said, hey, it's one thing to get to him. Guys, we got to try to bring this guy down. He spins out his lower body strength. He spins out. Now he's just ho-hum tying his shoe. I mean, it's a tough thing to sack this guy.
Keep going the wrong direction on 2nd and 26. They flip it to Addison, and he's going to lose more yards. They continue to go backwards. Holly?
Al Golden of Notre Dame actually showed his team a cut up of video clips of people trying to hit Caleb Williams and bring him down, and he just chucks guys over his back. He's so strong, he's so elusive. He said, we have to change our target point. We've got to hit right below the numbers, not too high, because he's got such great leverage, and they've had a really hard time. They've been yelling at each other on the sideline over here in a positive way, but like, hands up, get him down, don't dive. Like, they've tried everything Notre Dame has, but they just can't get him to the ground.
Here's 3rd and 28. Little shuffle pass inside. Brown dancing around and is going to be dragged down at the 36. So the penalties blew the drive up, and it's actually an important drive. SC only up 10. They did use up 4:41 on the clock, and the offense for now is still on the field.
Little slip screen to just get your speed and space for Leek Brown. The offense is staying out there for now. We'll see if they end up calling the play. What Holly says is true, but man, it sure sounds a lot easier on a Tuesday or a Wednesday in practice, trying to have your launch point or your target point on number 13 as a pass rusher than trying to do it out here when you're out of breath and chasing them all over the field.
He pooch punted earlier, but knocked it into the end zone. Let's see if they actually run a play on 4th and 15. He's backing up like he's going to punt it again. Yeah, this one is fair caught at the 10-yard line. So they chew 4:53 off the clock. Back the Irish up. The lead is still 10 with 6:03 remaining at the Coliseum.
On a confrontation.
Now, I know Brandon Joseph doesn't return punts, and this is a pooch punt. The quarterback is back there, and he catches him off guard. But just a thought, instead of the fair catch, if he did not call this fair catch, he catches this ball and he takes off. You tell me who's going to stop him. Look at these linemen right here. The guy that have to make the tackle probably be Caleb Williams. So a mistake by a guy that's not used to usually making returns in Joseph, because he had room to run against offensive linemen covering a punt.
Notre Dame's going to run the ball to Diggs. Long way to go. Still very much in the game. They've had a couple of pretty quick touchdown drives here after halftime.
Drew Pine.
Another one.
17 of 18 for 237. 2 touchdowns. They've been going to this empty look a lot in the second half in these obvious passing situations. Got to get the ball downfield, and he needs receivers to keep making plays.
Good protection. Delivery near side of Thomas. And he's stopped right near the marker by Sierra Wright. There'll be a first down.
If you and I came into this game and we said, okay, you know, Notre Dame's going to run the ball, who are the receivers? And you would say Mayer, the tight end's good receiver, but who else, right?
Lindsey's a physical.
Well, there's guys that have potential, but who's been their guy?
No.
They really haven't had a guy.
No, they haven't. And there's an inaccurate throw. Tried to get it to Mayer. He was pretty well covered. And just the second incompletion. Eric Gentry was on him there. Big rangy linebacker.
Yeah, that's what's been amazing tonight. We've seen Colsey, we've seen Styles, Lindsey's made some plays, Jaden Thomas. It's really been a group effort by these Notre Dame receivers. Besides the big man, Michael Mayer.
Yeah, he's got 7 receptions. Styles 4. Colsey's got a couple, including a touchdown. Again, lots of time against the 4-man rush. Pine trying to create, now is rushed and delivers late over the middle, and it's intercepted. Kalen Bullock, the first real mistake throwing the ball by the quarterback, and he paid for it.
This is one he'd love to have back, obviously, but for more reasons than one. I think he locked into Mayer right here on this little outcut, but I want you to watch down the left sideline where Colsey is. I think he's locking into Mayer, and look at this hole right here if he lets it go. Instead, he sees the double team, and he comes off of Michael Mayer. I think he predetermined, then he just forces it, trying to make a play, and he's picked off.
Yeah, he tried to find Styles, but instead of leading the receiver, he threw it in a place where Bullock had time to catch up. And the 19th interception by this Trojan secondary. They had the fumble recovery earlier. Takeaways continue to be huge, and now SC, inside of 5 minutes to play, takes over inside the Notre Dame 25. Chance to put the game away right here. '22nd carry of the night for Austin Jones. He is swarmed and dropped for a big loss. Edemilola and Foskey got there quickly.
Yeah, trying to run a counter play to the right, and that's what I probably just showed is what Tommy Rees is talking to his quarterback about. I think he predetermined. He's had such success going to Mayer, and hey, every young quarterback's guilty of doing that instead of just reacting and reading the coverage and making a decisive decision and get the ball out. He'll learn from that. But I tell you, this Notre Dame defense, they just keep fighting. Hands are full against Caleb Williams. They do not give up.
Riley stalking the far sideline again. Play clock down at 5. Williams just gets it off. And slipping is Jones that time. So they've lost yards on consecutive runs.
Once he didn't have that chance on the left, he ends up coming back. And
Tommy Rees, passionate about this rivalry. He's been involved in 8 games in this series, 7-1 coming in. When he took over at quarterback, they'd lost 11 in a row to SC. He was able to get that big win. Jeez. But he is certainly disappointed. Pines had a lot to like about his play tonight, but a fumble and that pick have been big moments, and you just can't give USC possessions in good field position and expect to get away with it. So far, as Jones takes off this time after consecutive losses, it's a huge gain, and he rumbles down near the marker, and it's going to be 4th down and about a yard now. So you go for a field goal and make the lead 13, or do you keep the offense on the field here?
The way 13 plays, I think you keep the offense. When in doubt, keep the offense on the field.
I knew you'd say that. I think you have to pose the question.
Yeah, but what do you think he thinks? By the way, that LSU score is a final now. Did we already set that up? We already talked about that.
A&M shocking the Bayou Bengals. Williams keeps it. First down. Touchdown. That's a hat trick of rushing touchdowns for Williams to go along with one passing one. He has done everything tonight. If you want to throw in pooch punting, he's done that too.
Throw that in there. And how fitting for him. They are crowning him here at the LA Coliseum. His teammates have been doing that all night. Hail to the king. They're going to have to make some more room behind that area there for another Heisman jersey, in my opinion.
USC's had 7 guys win it. 2 quarterbacks, Matt Leinart and Carson Palmer. The rest of them are tailbacks, and most would look at this performance tonight and say that Caleb Williams, if he came in as the odds makers favorite, has only strengthened his case, if not cemented it. There's another game to go in Vegas on Friday, but Caleb Williams giving folks a lot to remember tonight in LA.
Kevin Gandhi with his studio update. UCF down 1 to South Florida. Under 30 seconds left. Mikey Keene to Alec Holler. What a catch. Touchdown. It's the difference. 46-39, and with the win, UCF will face Tulane in the American Championship game next weekend on ABC. And Kirk mentioned it. How about this? It's a final in College Station. Texas A&M stunning number 5 LSU. Its 3rd loss of the season. Back to you, Chris and Kirk.
Now the party is on. Caleb Williams leading the group over there. This has been an excellent night for USC. We'll talk about it in a second here. Big picture standpoint as Styles tries to make something happen on the return. They lost the edge there, the coverage team, and he's going to bring it out to the 43-yard line.
Again, how fitting for a play late. Reading the end man here on the line of scrimmage. Safa-Mensah just collapses down. We've seen this time and time again where he makes that long mesh point, gets some good blocks, and then just high steps and jumps into that end zone.
So we began the night, Kirk, talking about things like the playoff and the Heisman, and it's been a great night for Williams in the ladder department. But USC got some stuff today that really helps them. This margin of 17 right now is the biggest part of it. They got a loss by Clemson. The second loss, but the Tigers knocked out of contention by South Carolina. Flags all over the place as Pine finds Diggs. This one will come back. They get a loss tonight from LSU, so that's the 3rd loss for the Bayou Bengals. They're finished in terms of the CFP, right? They were very much alive had they won. Now they could knock Georgia
down a seed.
Down a seed.
They're not going anywhere, but they'll drop. They could potentially drop out of that one spot.
But you figure they're going to be fired up and go for the SEC championship and want to keep the perfect season alive.
Yeah,
so
Michigan who plays Purdue in the Big Ten championship.
They didn't get the loss from TCU. The Horned Frogs will steamroll in, and looks like they'll play Kansas State if K-State can hold the lead over Kansas.
TCU should move up to 3.
So SC gets not a real close game in Columbus, right? Ohio State is hammered by 3 touchdowns at home.
Yeah.
That helps USC in the debate.
Yeah.
But with a Pac-12 championship and closing wins against UCLA, Notre Dame, and we don't know their opponent yet. There's a desperation move there as he gets the ball to Estime before going down. The opponent is up in the air, and it depends on the Apple Cup. Even though the Huskies and the Cougars are not in play, if Washington beats Wazoo, ready for this, Utah is the opponent for USC Friday in Vegas. If the Cougars upset Washington, Oregon backs into it, even though they lost the Civil War to Oregon State today.
Yeah, well, whoever plays USC, best of luck. They'll have their hands full. USC is a team, and I think the UCLA win, it was a hard-fought game last week. I think that gave them a lot of confidence coming into tonight. Notre Dame's won 5 in a row. They were a competent team themselves, and they take care of business tonight, and now you get the Pac-12 championship. To me, they're 60 minutes away, and just in my opinion, with everything that happened today, they're 60 minutes away from in Las Vegas away from getting into the playoff and winning the Pac-12.
And Diggs scoots down the sideline to convert the 3rd and 5. If it is Utah, if it is Washington winning, but who knows what's going to happen in rivalry Saturday, they'd have to have a chance to avenge their only loss. It was a wild 43-42 game in Salt Lake. A late touchdown by Rising.
In Salt Lake. Tough place to play.
But the Utes, of course, a proven tough team to knock out in conference championship games. We've seen that.
Yeah, Kyle Whittingham does such a good job. But man, with Clemson losing today and LSU going down today, really everything they needed to happen to even avoid any potential discussion has happened for them.
Hines spins away, cannot escape like his counterpart can, though. Brought down by Solomon Byrd. Second sack for the Trojans. Capital One bringing you the rankings. You get the telestrator ready, Kurt.
Let's see. Ohio State is out. You've got LSU out. You got Clemson out. Oregon lost today. Right? Am I missing anything?
Just trying to lay the framework out. Yes, Ohio State.
2, 3.
In a game they put everything into, was badly outplayed, and lost by 20 at home to Michigan. They did have every win before that by double digits. They're not going to win the division, much less the conference. It's been hard to get in with that backdrop. I'm just saying that it may be viewed as a slam dunk when you watch what SC has done and project them potentially beating Utah. Now, if they lose, Ohio State's back in this conversation. But I think there'll be some in there where they say, wait a minute now, let's not overreact to the last game. Let's look at the whole body of work.
You have to. But you would have a USC team going to play in the Pac-12 championship, and our discussion here is if they were to win that, they're Pac-12 champs. Ohio State, on top of the way they looked today, they didn't just lose. If it would have been a last-second field goal, hard-fought game, different discussion. The way they looked today in the second half, not going to Indianapolis and even playing in the Big Ten championship, and you're debating that against a Pac-12 champion where the Pac-12's been left out, it seems like, every year, and you've got this team, no chance. If SC wins next week, they're in the playoff.
Pine leaping catch. That's Cozy who went up and grabbed it and moves the ball to the 25-yard line. Could be disappointed in the loss and the 2 turnovers, but a lot to like about the way Drew Pine capped off this season.
And
the Irish.
And the receivers. You know, the receivers really gave him a chance.
And fires into the end zone, and that's Mayer again, building on what is a tremendous night for him. Again, 8 catches now and a couple of touchdowns for the big tight end.
Really good job of feeling these safeties and seeing them split, which means you've got the opening in the middle, and who better to split those safeties than Mayer at 6'5", throw right over the backers. Safeties have no chance of converging on that, and it's another touchdown for Pine and Mayer.
Margin is 11. That's exactly the margin Notre Dame lost to Ohio State way back in the opening game in Columbus. Much different kind of game. It was actually a tight game until Ohio State added a late touchdown. So they'll go for 2 here to cut the lead to 9. Don't know why you do it, but Pine throws and it's broken up. Tried to find Mayer again, and coming across to swat that away was Bryson Shaw.
Yeah, I was with you. I thought maybe you get it to 10. You got to obviously get some onside kicks, get the ball back, but
with a onside kicker right here, USC's defense, you know, did well tonight. Did better than most people expected. The offense, the first to put up more than 400 yards against the Irish this year. Ohio State put up 395, but no one had hit the 400 mark, and they got 438. Very balanced, Kirk. 206 on the ground, 232 from Williams throwing the ball.
And they faced North Carolina and Drake May. They faced C.J. Stroud and Ohio State. They went up against Clemson at home. Now they played Caleb Williams. I mean, their defense has been tested this year. I just like how Notre Dame keeps playing. You know, I mean, when you're a first-year head coach, you want a team that just keeps fighting. And you know, I know they're not going to come back and win this game, but I love to see Marcus Freeman establishing that in their culture.
And the onside kick, and it bounces up into the hands. Very friendly bounce, and is corralled by Corey Foreman. Aerial coverage throughout this beautiful evening in LA, brought to you by Goodyear, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. It's a challenge now. It's a short week, and because of that schedule with the Pac-12 championship game always being on a Friday in Vegas lately, man, you don't have much time to celebrate this if you want to go back and keep your playoff hopes alive and win a conference championship. I don't think there's been an SC team that's had to play UCLA, then Notre Dame, and then go play in a Pac-12 championship game. I brought that up to Riley. I couldn't think of it. There haven't been that many years of this conference having a championship game.
I respect that, but I just think he's going to stand in front of his team in Las Vegas and be able to say to them, guys, let's go win this game and become Pac-12 champs, and let's go to the playoff. That we don't need any discussion. Let's just go do that. And so I think even though that's the third game in a trifecta, I think that gets the juices going pretty good for SC going into that game.
Oregon had a similar position, right? Go to the CFP. Utah came in there and spoiled their plans, rerouted Justin Herbert and company.
You and I had that.
Yeah, it was in Santa Clara, that one.
And it was over in the first
It was a knockout.
Yeah, that was a knockout punch.
Lincoln Riley told us there's no way when he was named USC head coach a year ago Monday, and he watched them practice for the first time, and he saw this roster, and he thought, uh-oh, we got more work to do than I thought when I took this marquee job. All they did was figure out a way on the spot to get Williams, to get Addison, to get Dye, to get 19 portal guys to come in here, to keep a bunch of other dudes, because they had 54 guys on last year's roster gone. They had to rebuild it. It's going to get bigger and better for Lincoln Riley here in LA, but in year one to be in this position is remarkable. And he's got a remarkable quarterback. Of course, he worked with the Norman, but the growth of Caleb Williams from the guy who came in midfield or mid-season last year to this year being the man, it's incredible. LA known for show business. We get kind of a show business light show going on, but it was all Caleb Williams providing the fireworks on this field tonight. Let's go to Holly with Lincoln Riley.
Well, Coach Riley, you took this job just almost exactly a year ago. Over 30 new players on a team. How have you put this team together to be playing this well with a championship in your sights?
It's been our players. It's been the staff. We've come together in a really unique way. I mean, it's everybody on the outside thinks we just brought in a couple of guys and that made that happen. That could not be further from the truth. The culture in this team is awesome. I mean, you don't just add a couple players and something changed like this. There are some really special things going on with this team. We just kind of continue to find out how good we are. And look at this Coliseum right now. Are you kidding me? This is awesome.
It feels special, Coach. And you talk about it, the momentum. You're getting better each and every week, and now you have an opportunity for a Pac-12 championship and maybe more. How do you keep this team moving forward?
Well, we got to go quick. We got a conference championship game on a short week. So we'll be excited to get to Vegas, excited to prepare. We're just taking it one step at a time. We're going to try to do it again next week.
Caleb Williams, so special tonight, everything that he can do. When you're watching him on the sideline, what are you thinking?
He was awesome tonight. He really was. His escapability, his playmaking ability. He can beat you in so many ways. And, boy, he's special. I'm glad he's our quarterback.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate you.
A lot of experience for Riley getting teams ready for conference championship games. And Caleb Williams tonight was the human joystick.
Keep in mind the quarterbacks he's worked with Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray. And I don't know if he gets as excited about those guys or this guy, but, man, he did a little bit of everything. Running, improvising, creating. On this play, he ran 82 yards officially for a big scramble, and finally he just goes into the end zone on a different run. It was just, you can't keep up with him. We can't keep up with him on a highlight package. What a night.
Energy to jump around at the end, 3 touchdown runs, and yeah, it's meticulous preparation. Holly detailed all the things that have gone into getting him here. No detail ignored, but the exuberance of the performance when it all comes to life on the field is something to see. He's with Holly.
Caleb Williams, a special night for you tonight. I see you've got the game ball tucked under your arm. Why?
No, I normally keep every game ball, to be honest with you. There's no special reason on this one.
This was a good performance, though. You were under duress a lot, trying to escape and continuing to extend plays. How were you able to do it? You had some epic runs tonight, Caleb.
Yep. Coach always tells me I am a little bit athletic sometimes, so use my legs when I can, and go out there and be special.
We had one play where you went 81 yards on a scramble. Do you remember the play and what's going through your head as you're trying to stay alive?
I probably do because I was a bit tired after the play. Just go make a play. The O-lineman did an awesome job, and the defense they dropped back and played some coverage, and the route tree that we had wasn't working, and I tried to scramble and try to make something happen.
You came here for moments like this, and now your team is on to a championship opportunity. What does that mean to you?
It means everything. And it doesn't mean everything because we're going to Vegas for a championship opportunity and possibly something after. It means the most because of all the hard work that these guys have put in. And then also these guys that that have been here. And
he's a Heisman.
All these guys that haven't had this opportunity, and how much they trusted and believed in Coach and what he was bringing in, and then also me being back there behind him, supporting them in every way possible. So it means a lot to me.
I know you, Caleb, and you are only focused on the bigger team prize, but I saw you drop that Heisman pose tonight.
Yeah.
What did you do tonight that felt like a Heisman-worthy moment?
Nothing tonight I felt like was Heisman. It's just my teammates told me to do it, and they kept saying do it, so I ended up just doing it on one of the touchdowns.
You're not going to backpedal that right now, are you? Come on now. You were great tonight.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It wasn't the biggest Heisman post. It wasn't what Desmond did him out in the open field in the end zone, but
it looks like
his teammate asked him to do it.
It looks like his teammates kind of baited him. Come on, man, do it, and he did it.
Well, his teammates said it. The crowd was serenading him with Heisman all night, and that'll be one of the headline takeaways from this game. The numbers, when you look at him, okay, 232 and a touch. That's modest compared to what he usually does in the air, but 3 rushing touchdowns. And as a nice moment with Grinch there.
Alex Grinch, the defensive coordinator. He's hanging out, hugging out.
I think that Riley maybe used the best word, but all these adjectives are getting thrown out there. He's just a baller. He was a baller tonight.
Sums it up. They're asking me to put what my top 6 currently would be, and I'd put Georgia up at 1. Michigan after the big win today. TCU would move up to 3. USC I would put in at 4. And Alabama, even with the 2 losses, I would have at 5. Ohio State I would drop down to 6. The reason I'd put Alabama at 5, their 2 losses were in the last plays of the game in 2 of the toughest atmospheres that we saw all year. At Tennessee, at LSU, those are their 2 losses, and I think the way they finished the year, obviously much better than Ohio State.
You guys will have time to chew on this all week on Tuesday and again on College Game Day, but notice the top 3 are undefeated teams. Are they in already? I mean, is Georgia in no matter what they do against LSU? Is Michigan in? They're heavy favorites against Purdue, but do they have to win the game? And does TCU have to win the game? You'd figure they have more at stake, needing to be an undefeated Big 12 champion. But you look at that, Alabama's got 2 losses. Yeah, they were close losses, but it's a 2-loss non-division winning team. Ohio State, a 1-loss non-division winning team. USC, obviously, you'd figure needs to win, but that's a weird landscape
really
winning a championship Saturday.
And you thought Clemson, if they beat South Carolina, might have moved up there and within striking distance, but they're no longer in the picture. And I really think Georgia and Michigan both are in a position, I hate to take away from the impact of their championship games, but I think they can both lose and still be in the playoff.
Well, what a treat to bring you this USC Notre Dame game and watch the heroics of Caleb Williams again. They'll talk about it for a long time, especially if he's able to go on and collect the Heisman Trophy in a couple of weeks. Lincoln Riley's parents, it's a big day for the Riley family, right?
Yeah.
Younger brother calling the plays for K-State.
Yeah.
And his parents are going to go see that game with us in Arlington next week. It was Lincoln directing them to come here for this one and go see little brother in Arlington.
What a day for Austin Jones, man. 25 carries, 154 yards. That is when this Lincoln Riley offense is so lethal, is when they can run and then the play action of the passing game off of that.
So an 11-point win as the Irish score that late touchdown. But Lincoln Riley and the Trojans, who believe they control their destiny, took a big step toward a very unlikely in the preseason playoff possibility, and Williams getting closer to striking the post for real if he wants to. SC wins it 38-27. Bill Bedell produced the game. Derek Mobley directed it. Great job by our entire crew tonight. Except on the West Coast, stay tuned for your local news. So long from the Coliseum.